Oh, 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 oh. Edges late, hoop swing, lip gloss and a laugh. I walk in like Sunday, but I've been through some wrath. They see soft, see sweet, figure I'm easy to bend. They don't see me in the mirror trying to hold my own hand. Don't let my smile fool you. I've been breaking in the
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you. This right here, the epitome of black girl magic. She has this seal under absolute command. Wherever she go, he go. And I don't know, maybe I need a little context. I don't know if she worked with this seal before or what. But she got this mug doing tricks. She got doing little twirls or spin. I don't know what you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? But it's crazy just how she has absolute control over this mug. And now she's starting to build a little bit of a crowd. People taking videos of her. She got everybody mesmerized. And this is just crazy, man. Like, and the thing about it is we grew up in a society where, you know, everybody gets a trophy. So people feel like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was dope. You had fun. Now it's my turn. So they try to take control. And she's like, nah.
You ain't gonna get it. Cause you ain't got it.
But man, look at this, man. This is so crazy. And this is really crazy. So she doing a little twirls and then she get a little creative with it. Now this mug did like a little flip or somersault or something. I don't know, man. Like she absolutely got this mug on lock. Young lady, you got the juice and you dipped in sauce. And don't forget about the oil. Now cue the music.
Another satisfying range. Now, you want to play games? Lay your ass there and think about it.
This video shows Rig, a self-described social justice warrior and retired combat veteran, live streaming his one-man protest against Trump when a woman interrupted the scene. She approached him and slapped his camera phone out of his hand, then took it a step further by slapping him. The situation quickly escalated, and Rig had to push her off to defend himself, causing her to fall to the ground.
You are racist. You are racist. Shit. I'm sorry. You are racist.
And that's okay.
Hey, fuck off, please. Now, you want to play games? Lay your ass there and think about it. Somebody pick up their racist ass auntie. That's right. I'm right here. I ain't going nowhere. I'll be right back out in this bitch. Next time, keep your fucking hands to yourself. No, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, eat a dick, bitch. Eat a dick.
You have my pocketbook.
You see how this lying bitch trying to say somebody stole her purse? You see how somebody trying to say somebody stole her purse? You fucking racist lying bitch.
A reminder that confrontations can quickly spiral out of control. What do you think about how this situation unfolded?
What led to the neighbors' complaints is the position that we took, that we have innocent people in prison and we want them out. And our demonstrations to get our people out of prison. We talked on the loudspeaker, yes, we did. We told people that we were pushed to take the position that we're taking, that if they wanted to do something to eliminate the situation, to relieve it in some way, that they should be down City Hall complaining. We encourage people to go down City Hall and complain.
City officials described how the city dealt with neighbors' complaints.
Did you yourself or through your committee bring it to the attention of other agencies?
No, we did not.
Did you call anybody up and say, look, we got a bad problem out on Osage Avenue?
No, I did not.
And someone had better do something about it?
No, I did not.
Mayor Good was forced to take action. Like Mayor Rizzo before him, he turned the matter over to the police. By early Monday morning, May 13th, there were 500 policemen surrounding the house. The police fired at least 10,000 rounds, not over, but into the house. With Move holding fast, the police discussed alternatives, but did not consult any of the city's trained crisis negotiators. At 5:27 p.m., without warning Move, a bomb containing powerful military explosives was dropped. There was still no sign that Move would leave the house. The police and fire commissioners now agreed to use the fire as a tactical weapon. A total of 61 homes burned down before the fire was declared under control at 1:45 midnight. According to the mayor, his order to extinguish the fire was given at around 6 o'clock, at a time when the fire was still easily controllable. But according to fire department logs and TV videotapes, water was not turned onto the Move house until 6:30. That places the mayor's order a critical half-hour later than he claims. By then, the fire was raging out of control. Had the mayor's order been given and followed at 6, 11 lives and 61 homes might have been saved.
And when they let the bunker, they decided physically to let the bunker burn. They knew they was going to burn down the whole neighborhood. Who gave them people that power?
The answer to your question is that, yes, I made mistakes in this process.
Soon after the fire, Mayor Good's managing director Brooks resigned. A few months later, Police Commissioner Sambor retired. Fire Commissioner Richmond and Mayor Good remained in office.
In case you missed how it all went down, check this out.
Law enforcement busted 7 couples in connection with a welfare fraud sting. On Monday, officers from the county prosecutor went to the upscale Olive Court home of Rabbi Zelman and Zipporah Sorotskin and arrested them for theft by deception of more than $338,000 in Medicaid, food stamps, rental assistance, and SSI. Also arrested on the same charges at their home on Blue Jay Way, Mordecai and Yaakov Breskin for alleged theft of almost $586,000 in welfare benefits.
I'm from NJTV News. Could we talk to you, please?
No one answered questions at the Hadassah Lane home of Shimon and Yaakov Nussbaum, arrested by federal agents, and Rachel and Mordecai Sorotskin, charged by the FBI with collecting federal benefits despite earning millions. On Wednesday, officers swooped in and arrested 3 more couples charged with the same offenses. The 14 defendants allegedly defrauded almost $2 million in welfare benefits. That when Lakewood's Mayor Ray Cole says there's a waiting list for Section 8 vouchers.
To see something like this happen is just like a knife in the heart. There's so many people out there who need the help. When things like this happen, it turns people against everybody.
Whoa! Say it. The data came back that over 90% of the payroll in East Baton Rouge Parish was paid by white men. So if the majority of the payroll is paid by white men, who's free? And freedom means that your resources are coming from people who look like you. The beautician, the barber, the mortician, the preacher are 4 positions I can tell you right now within the black community. Those black people are free. The majority or all of their money comes from black people. Who else? Are you sharecropping? Now, that sounds hard. I keep saying, I started this video by saying America is a plantation. And if I keep everybody as a sharecropper, where you concerned about what you say or do, because if I say too much, he gonna kick me out off this land. I ain't gonna have this job. That's sharecropping by another name. If I don't let you unionize on your job and your job can't come together to make you get better wages, you live in a right to work state. Right to work means that the people can't come together and get a union against the person who owns the company, right? I keep saying America's a plantation. So if I let you start if somebody then frees you from the plantation, but they get to start a business and they get to set the terms of how you get paid on the land that you work because they rent you the land, okay? And then you got to grow crops on it and pay me off the crops at the end of the year. Sharecropping. I gave you something so you could have something, but I still got to get mine. And if you're afraid to say anything to master who owned the plantation, or you're afraid to say anything to the boss who owned the business, because I'm going to lose my job because they're going to kick me off the farm, what's the difference? What is the difference? They want to keep you sharecropping. I'm trying to get you free. They want to keep you sharecropping. I'm trying to get you free. And that freedom comes by taking power and being unapologetic about it. That freedom comes by buying land, investing in people who look like you, and being unapologetic about it. Sometimes the simplest thing is the answer. It just takes a little longer.
Alexandria, Louisiana. Stand up! Yeah. Yeah. Hey, hey, hey. Stand up, stand up. Put your hands up. Whole city time, man, they can't stand up. Crime going up, water look brown. Bills too high, got the whole town down. Stand up, stand up. Put your hands up. If you love your city, better man up. For the key, for the elders too. If nobody else care, then it's up to you. Taxation without representation. Trying to say the city before we say the nation. Every month another bill, another situation. People barely living, tired of frustration. Lights high, water high, rent high too. Whole hood stressed. What we supposed to do? Mama crying, daddy working overtime. Still can't win, man, this world out of line. But we ain't backing down. Tell the whole town gather around. If you hear me, say it loud. Stand up, stand up. Put your hands up. Whole city time and they can't stand up. Crime going up, water look brown. Bills too high, got the whole town down. Stand up, stand up. Put your hands up.
What's up, y'all? We back at the Secretary of State's office. We back at it. What that thing say?
This your notice.
This your notice. Y'all turn up.
Now that is how you enter a show. You feel me? Hold on. Let me get the rappers and stuff. Yeah. You know what this is. You know what this is. Welcome back. Welcome back. I am praying for y'all. We're going to continue doing what we're doing. We're going to continue on the How To series. And we're going to continue bringing and speaking this truth to this power. I do feel encouraged. I've gotten a lot of caring and affectionate messages from I've gotten way more caring and affectionate messages than I have what's going on. I know some of you are watching from our YouTube link, and please follow the YouTube page that we have. It's the AKK Network. We're also on another YouTube channel being live streamed, and we're also on Facebook. I personally could not share the Facebook link for some reason; it wouldn't pop up. But I know Brother Nat has done the work. He's went ahead and man, I've seen how many people he tagged. There's going to be a lot of people in here tonight, so don't let the numbers fool you. Man, there is so much to touch tonight. I don't know quite where to start. But what I will say is this recall of the governor and of Sid, whoever Sid is, I think that's somebody out of Baton Rouge. Well, they've added the Attorney General, Liz Murrill, to the recall list. How do you think this is going to play out? Right? I played a clip earlier about this young lady, right? And you probably was like, what the hell that got to do? I'm gonna play it again for y'all. Watch this.
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you. This right here, the epitome of black girl magic. She has this seal under absolute command. Wherever she go, he go. And I don't know, maybe I need a little context. I don't know if she worked with this seal before or what, but she got this mug doing tricks. She got doing little twirls or spin. I don't know what you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? But it's crazy just how she has absolute control over this mug. And now she's starting to build a little bit of a crowd. People taking videos of her. She got everybody mesmerized. And this is just crazy, man. Like, and the thing about it is we grew up in a society where, you know, everybody gets a trophy. So people feel like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was dope. You had fun. Now it's my turn. So they try to take control. And she's like, nah.
You ain't gonna get it. Cause you ain't got it.
That is the bottom line. You guys, like, what I value more than anything is our resilience as a black community. Because today I've come to the conclusion we may have people from a different ethnic background or race as allies, but allies aren't as important as the family, as the community, right? I've watched people pretend to be allies and go and consort and conflate their beliefs with the ops, right? And they do it publicly. See, they talk to us, you know, on a back end type of way. But when they consort with the ops, they do that very openly, very brazenly almost. Right? And they speak highly of them. They don't see, the problem is they don't see the ops the way we see the ops because they're not their ops. So that becomes a problem. That's why we're talking about standing up, because there's nobody coming to save us. Me and Nat talk about this a lot. There's absolutely nobody riding down on a golden chariot. There's nothing coming to save us. We have to do what is necessary in our communities for ourselves, in spite of those who oppose us, or those who participate in opposing us, or those who assist the oppressor. Let me run this move clip, because y'all don't, I'm trying to get I'm really, really working on my messaging, because I'm just working on my messaging, because I know what I'm trying to say. And I know y'all know what I'm trying to say, but I don't feel, hold on, let me run this back for y'all, just in case y'all didn't know.
In case you missed how it all went down.
Man, I ain't gonna.
What led to the neighbors' complaints is the position that we took, that we have innocent people in prison and we want them out. And our demonstrations to get our people out of prison. We talked on the loudspeaker, yes, we did. We told people that we were pushed to take the position that we're taking, that if they wanted to do something to eliminate the situation, to relieve it in some way, that they should be down City Hall complaining. We encourage people to go down City Hall and complain.
City officials described how the city dealt with neighbors' complaints.
Did you yourself or through your committee bring it to the attention of other agencies?
No, we did not. Did you call anybody up and say, look, we got a bad problem out on Osage Avenue? No, I did not. And someone had better do something about it? No, I did not.
Mayor Good was forced to take action. Like Mayor Rizzo before him, he turned the matter over to the police. By early Monday morning, May 13th, there were 500 policemen surrounding the house. The police fired at least 10,000 rounds, not over, but into the house. With Move holding fast, the police discussed alternatives, but did not consult any of the city's trained crisis negotiators. At 5:27 p.m., without warning Move, a bomb containing powerful military explosives was dropped. There was still no sign that Move would leave the house. The police and fire commissioners now agreed to use the fire as a tactical weapon. A total of 61 homes burned down before the fire was declared under control at 1:45. According to the mayor, his order to extinguish the fire was given at around 6 o'clock, at a time when the fire was still easily controllable. But according to fire department logs and TV videotapes, water was not turned onto the Move house until 6:30. That places the mayor's order a critical half-hour later than he claims. By then, the fire was raging out of control. Had the mayor's order been given and followed at 6, 11 lives and 61 homes might have been saved.
And when they let the bunker, they decided physically to let the bunker burn. They knew they was going to burn down the whole neighborhood. Who gave them people that power?
The answer to your question is that, yes, I made mistakes in this process.
Soon after the fire, Mayor Good's managing director Brooks resigned. A few months later, Police Commissioner Sambor retired. Fire Commissioner Richmond and Mayor Good remained in office.
You really don't understand your enemy. You don't listen. Hold on. I got you. I'm going to help you understand.
They'll get a person who's willing to sell everybody out, who's black. And they were like, okay, we see this Negro. He's going to be useful. Let's get him, and we'll get him to run around talking about black on black crime and black folks don't need reparations. We'll get him to be our mouthpiece. And after the damage is done, we're going to destroy his career. Because they understand a tool like that can't be trusted. If he'll sell his own people out, why would I bring him in my house?
Think about that. Think about that the next time there's a set of black lips speaking on behalf of your oppressor, right? And I'm not giving the oppressor the title of the oppressor. They are literally oppressing you. They are depriving you of your human rights. It's just a label. The oppressor it's interchangeable. That's the beautiful thing about oppression.
It's a lot that can be said, like regarding what you're saying, but I'm trying to keep my frustrations down because I know that this kind of work comes with its ups and downs, but I think the most discouraging thing is to see black people not be black people. And I'm just saying like that, like they're not fighting, they're not voting, they're laying down, they're sitting down, and they're being laid up on. Like it's not enough good, clean, integrity, I know that's not the right way to say it, but black people here in Alexandria that doesn't have a relationship with the mayor or any type of political ties. We don't have anybody like that.
I completely agree. I mean,
and yeah.
There's a few untainted souls.
Oh yeah, that's the word. It's a few untainted.
Yeah, it's a few untainted souls. There's literally, you can count them on your hand.
But when I think about it, I'm literally thinking about the people that's on the council right now, because believe it or not, everything that's going on, the only thing we can do is vote them out. And I'm just thinking in my head, like, who can replace Gary Johnson? Who can replace Cynthia Perry? Because we need those votes. Mr. Malcolm, Mr. Jules, we got them. They've done a great job so far, as things
Standing
that
up.
they passed, things
Yeah.
exactly, things that they brought to the agenda. I'm cool on them. Cynthia Perry and Gary Johnson, we need those votes. Like that's for because we know how things have been going. With the mayor, we can't get nothing done. And seeing this whole reignite thing is burning flames through me because it's just all the projects that we need done in the city. And we got people on the council. We give them the information and they still go the other way. So it don't make sense to me. I wish they just didn't exist. That's how I feel right now.
Well, the reason that I showed that little girl and that seal is because once again, Black women are set to make history in defense of not just the Black community, but of all these people, even the motherfuckers that don't deserve it. Even the people that voted against our better interest are now realizing that they knew it already, what it was all about, but they didn't think it would affect them. And who did they turn? Who is coming up with these innovative, who's using the law and the rules to try to fix things? Black women. And that's not to say nothing bad about the Black men, right? Because we do have our Black men that are parts of our community that are standard bearers, right? They hold the line. But these Black women are the biggest issue happening right now. They are and always have been the forerunners of, I can't explain it. It's the Fannie Lou Hamer. And now we got these two young Black women out of Baton Rouge who are taking things by storm. This recall shit couldn't be going any better. Y'all don't understand what it takes for just a local recall. They're doing a statewide recall on a governor, on a attorney general, and on I think it's a Senate seat or it's a state seat that they're recalling some guy named Sid. They're juggling 3 fucking recalls at once.
That's the mayor. That's a mayor.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the mayor.
They're juggling 3 recalls at once. And we're in Alexandria acting like we can't, our hands are tied. Cynthia Perry gets up there, well, we don't have any power. We can vote all we want to, but we don't need ineffective leaders. We don't. We don't need people that's not going to scratch beneath the surface. There shouldn't be a need for this show. Granted, I love this, what we do, but we shouldn't have to be doing this. We shouldn't have to get on night after night and explain why things are the way they are. We shouldn't have to, because things shouldn't be the way they are. That's point blank, period. Now, back to what Mr. Mir was just talking about, right? Well, let me talk about what this is on the screen. Another Black woman, Miss Amari Hossain, right? They're organizing. They're getting the youth together, not for no vanity reasons. They're training up the youth so that we can we'll have a better chance going forward, because we need it. Louisiana is the tipping point of America right now. If you manage to recall your governor, that's going to send shockwaves throughout the United States. Point blank, period. It's going to show them that nobody's infallible. Anybody can get it. So when I see what happened with the people that tried to do the recall in Alexandria and how they purposely fumbled it, It was a setup. I'm not going to get into the details. We wrote the script on how to execute it. We could have been got rid of not one person. We could have gotten rid of 3 people. But, I'm not mad at it. I can't, because I'm not. You know what I'm saying? But what I can tell you is, look to them 2 black women down there in Baton Rouge, in New Orleans. They're doing it correctly. And you can see it because the proof, as Ms. McCall says, is in the pudding. You think if they were having an unsuccessful go at it, they would have added the attorney general? No. Well, do you want to know why they added the attorney general? Well, Liz Murrow, hold on, let me see if I can pull this up real quick. Let's talk real quick. All right, here we go. Right? The council votes to appoint an interim court clerk, and they're calling for a special election. This is for the seat that they just tried to take away from Mr. Duncan, I believe. Because that seat is constitutionally protected, no body of the state legislature, listen, that's why we need to get into these books. The clerk of court offices in New Orleans were not created by political convenience. They were established through the Louisiana Constitution and laws enacted by the legislature with authority ultimately derived from the will of the people. The offices of the clerk of civil district court and the clerk of criminal district court are constitutional and statutory positions tied directly to the structure and operation of our judicial system. Neither the New Orleans City Council nor the state legislature alone has the authority to arbitrarily dismantle or eliminate these offices without respecting the constitutional process and the voice of the voters. The people of New Orleans voted for the creation and the continuation of these separate court systems and elected the officials who serve within them. At no point did the citizens vote to consolidate or abolish the independent clerk of court office, that the offices that have historically served civil and criminal courts. In a democracy governed by constitutional law, the power belongs to the people, not political agendas, backroom deals, or temporary majorities seeking to restructure institutions without public consent. If there is to be any legitimate consolidation, restructuring, or dismantling of the New Orleans clerk of court systems, the decision must come directly from the voters through the proper constitutional and legal process. The constitutional rights of the people cannot be overridden by the political maneuvering. The rule of law demands transparency, due process, and respect to the democratic authority of the citizens of New Orleans. Stand up. Y'all did that. I'm not going to lie. They cooking. They're cooking. You can't take that from them. You can't take it from them. Black women. You know what this means? Everything they just tried to do to Mr. Duncan was unconstitutional. It violated the Constitution. So, what did the council do? They voted to appoint an interim clerk, a court of clerk, right? What did Liz Murrow do? Well, the Attorney General, Liz Murrow, demanded that they rescind that action. She demanded that they rescind it. Let me see if I can find that one.
Murrow went after the mayor of New Orleans, Marino, or Baton Rouge. I can't remember which one it is, but she went after her. And Marino said, okay, I'm waiting.
We're playing ball, y'all.
And these are two women.
They get a little power and don't know. Like, that's my problem with positions. And that's like with any job. Like, you can work at a job, let's say Walmart, right? You got managers and they'll take their power and overuse it, right? It's just something about power with them. I just don't understand. And with Black people is when we have power, we don't put our people on. And that's ever. Or we feel like they owe us something or we owe them something, right? We can't just put our people on and just be successful. Like, that's another problem. We have so many problems in the Black community right now. It don't make no sense.
But you know what? Our problem is we get scared because we're trying to be approximate to them. So we don't sit back and watch them put their people on. Sometimes they do it right in our face.
Right.
When we get in that position, we okay, we're not going, no, I ain't putting that person on. But then when you put somebody on, don't put a person ain't got their stuff together. First and foremost, put a qualified person. Yeah, you put somebody that you have friends that are qualified to do the jobs and know the information. You don't just put on anybody because it's Joe Schmo off the streets, because that's what some of them do it. Some of them put them on that ain't got no kind of qualifications. But if you're going to put your friend on, or you make sure they got all the qualifications and they doing it in the right way, because that's what they looking for. They looking for you to have some raggedy paggedy buddy from the streets to come in and not know what they're doing. Because we don't. You're right. You're so correct, Shamir. We do not look out for our own. When we get in office, the first thing we want to do is we make sure they got what they want. And they sit back when they get in office. I guaranteed you. Look what Jock did to show you just what we're talking about.
And he been on it for how long? 16 years.
16 years.
We wanted to be 20. We're not going to make that happen.
When they replaced everybody, when Jeff Hall was in, and they replaced everybody that belonged to him, to Jock Roy, the CPA firm and everything. When Jock Roy got back in office, the first thing he did, he bought that CPA company right back on. He bought back Trey Gifts right back on. Everybody that they had let go or put them in the background, he brought them right back. Marcotte, he let Marcotte come back or stay. All his people came right back. Crutchfield till Crutchfield left. All his people came back. We don't do that. We fire people.
They never left.
Look what happened to Von Jennings. Think about that. That was all unnecessary. So this is why it's important that we understand now. We ain't got nobody. Ain't nobody out there fighting for us. They never have. They pretended they did, but they never have. We always been on this plantation alone. We always been in this fight alone. And stop bringing people along with us that do not want to be part of it. I'm sorry. I yield back.
The reason why they want you to hate Black women so much is because Black women aren't scared of white men. That's it.
Because what could they do to us that they haven't already done? Why would we be scared of somebody named Chad? The fuck?
The reason why they want you to hate Black women so much is because Black women aren't scared of white men.
You know?
We're not scared of anything, though. That's what's crazy.
Not scared of white women
We're not scared of anything. That's why Black men murder Black women. You know, like, we're not scared of them either. So we're not scared of no male. And that's what's crazy. It's like they still can't put any fear in us. They still can't put no fear in us.
Mm-hmm.
After all this time.
So I think the message that I did want to share. Hold on. The message that I did want to share is one of encouragement. We're gonna get to the work. I just wanted to lay down this groundwork so that you guys can completely see the bigger picture of what I'm getting at. And how much we need more of of the people, the men in our community, to not only protect, but like we stop putting all of the responsibility of liberating our folk on these Black women. I know they're completely capable of doing it, but there needs to be some reinforcement in our communities, some boots to ass in our communities, right? And we're not going to get that as long as we got Black men capitulating, putting on these jackets, and parading around. Never mind. We're gonna get to that because I got to go to YSKT in a second. Hold on.
Not you got to go to YSKT, and I'm
Yeah,
on YSKT.
I don't think I need nowhere else.
I have ever learned
Trolls insane.
and has repeatedly proven to be untrue. The type of representation I wanted to give this state, y'all refused to give it. Hundreds of people have sat here in opposition, and you act the exact opposite of what all of your constituents tell you they want from you. You laugh in our faces when we try to hold you accountable. Y'all have not a single green card for this, but yet you'll vote for it anyway after stacks and stacks of red cards to the last. So let's stop pretending this process was ever truly about fairness or balance, because from where the public is sitting, it looks like the outcome was decided before the testimony ever began. I checked my 3 small children out of school to be here on time. Their dad had to tell them that their mom didn't kiss them goodnight because she was fighting for who all of you deem to be lesser than us because they don't look like me or look like y'all. Because the people elected to represent everyone, regardless of who they voted for, y'all refuse to properly do so. Elementary children have a better understanding of common decency, while Miguez tries to gaslight us as grown adults. I'd rather you dignify with us with the respect that you just hate us, because your behavior acts like you hate minorities, you hate us. And I'm a Creole, so I'm very, very familiar with your heritage that you acclaimed pride over recently. You're an immigrant descendant. I can't believe you act like this. Hundreds of people have been here. We have waited for hours. We took off work. We have poured our hearts out to you about representation, voting rights, and the history of discrimination in this state. And what message are we receiving back? That our participation has just been tolerated. It was never intended to matter. Y'all already decided this. This is devastating to public trust. And I need y'all to understand, when people begin to believe the process is predetermined, no matter how loudly our community speaks, our faith in government erodes, not because people are angry that they lost, but because they feel unheard before the vote was ever cast. And we realize that's what y'all want. So we won't participate. We won't push back to the days where you don't even need a white hood. You sit here before us today without one. And as Representative Jordan, I believe it was, I'm tired, so I might be wrong. It could have been somebody else the other day, said, y'all have shown us who you are, and we believe you. We fully believe you. However, we have lived through this before. We will live through it again, as you said. We will not go away. You will have to put up with us probably till it's 3:51 again and again. No matter how long we have to do, we will litigate if we can't legislate, as they say. And like I told you before, sooner or later, these tables will turn. I hope you live long enough and hold office long enough to reap what you have sown. We are sowing.
I'm trying to explain to y'all what it takes. It's called the How To series for a reason. What it takes to stand in the gap for people that you'll probably never meet, but they're a part of your community. I'm trying to show you how to identify the frauds from the real. Man, where my Pimp C clip? Well, man, I had a clip of Pimp C. Man, you know, I love me some Pimp C. That he said some real. Hold on, let me see if I can upload it real quick. We can't continue on this path, right? We can't keep going down this same road with these folks over and over again. We have to make some eliminations. And we have to stop listening to some people that look like us. Yeah, they might be your cousins. Yeah, it might be your cousins, right? It might be your kinfolk that just slipped into politics, right? It might be your kinfolk that's up there parading around and doing the most for Jock Roy. right now. Don't think that that's representation of your family. No, like Finesse 2000. No.
Man,
It's
look,
not.
miss me with the bullshit. Know what I'm talking about, man? Man, look, miss me with the bullshit. Know what I'm talking about, man? You see me in the street, man. Your jewelry looking funny. Hey, man, just go the other way, man. We don't want to be around you, man. You come around with negative vibes, all that old negative stuff, man. Hey, man, keep that negative to yourself, man. We don't want to hear nothing negative, man. All we want to hear is positive. You know what I'm talking about? Already.
Country rap tunes. You ain't got to like it.
Hey, y'all don't understand Pimp C. That's why they took him up out of here. It was too real.
Pimp C was drinking lean though.
Listen, we cope. We listen, and even through that, he was still able to get the message out. They tried to destroy each and every one of us that are free thinkers, that are free speakers, and they like to group us in with these black Republicans. And we're not. We're nothing like them at all. Well, y'all afraid of people that think different. No. We don't want no coons. Stop bringing us the coons. Stop putting the coons in front of us. Stop trying to spend all this brown water into $80 million projects. It's not the same. And any black person out there advocating, I expect these white people to do it because they benefit from it. So a part of the how-to series is also identifying the modes, methods, and means by which they trick us. I call it the triple M: mode, method, and means. The method, the means is the Reignite program. The mode is to maintain the control. And the method is through using people to make you believe that Reignite is not a campaign scam. This whole Reignite shit is a fucking campaign scam. You think that anybody is going to approach Jock Roy and ask him about the brown water at a Reignite fundraiser or it's not, they don't even have a fundraiser. You know why? Because you're paying for it. You're paying for it. They don't need a fundraiser. And when he gets these
actually, I'm sorry, just 1 second. We have to correct that. I don't think it's coming from the taxpayers. I think he kind of mentioned that he said it's not the taxpayers' money. He said that. So I don't know.
So why is he? Oh, so it's Gator's money?
No, it's not Gator's money. You remember he said he named different entities that were going to be involved in this.
I don't believe it because I just simply don't believe it. I don't believe it. He does this every time. Restore was not our money, but it was our money. What else? Oh shit, I hate Facebook. What else wasn't our money but was our money? A lot of this stuff is our money but not our money. I don't understand how else is he going to fund it? Who else is going to pay for it?
Well, because they have different people that like you have state money, you have federal money, you have different businesses that are going to be the ones who's coming in. They'll be funding it too. He said something about Baton Rouge or in Shreveport or something. He said different places or entities of businesses that were supposed to be coming in and doing that. But like I said, you have to go back and listen to it. If you listen to his interview that he did, you'll hear what he said when he was at the mall.
You know what? I'm gonna do you one better. I'm gonna pull it up, and that way we could get some clarification.
Exactly. That's what you have to do.
Because Hold on. I can't find it. Hold on.
Go to his page.
Oh, wait, it's on YSKT. Is it on YSKT? No, you know what? Let's use
go to either KLB or
What
go
you looking
to
for?
the Alexandria the website. Their Facebook page.
Hold on. I'm looking for that interview. I'm looking for.
Didn't he do it with Stephen
Maxwell
Maxwell?
TV. That's
Yeah.
Stephen Maxwell TV.
Yeah, that was Stephen Maxwell.
Yeah, Stephen Maxwell TV. Remember, he tagged Semi Broadcasting, but he doesn't post on Semi Broadcasting.
Okay. Let's see here. All right, y'all. Share screen. I'm sharing the screen, y'all. Give me a second. Please, hey, y'all, hit the turbo button if you're watching us on vertical. Hit the share button, whatever you're watching us on. I know that a lot of our Facebook watchers are now on YouTube because I could not get the link correct. So I just sent you out to the YouTube channel. All is well, though. Yeah, hit the share button, hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribing to our channels, whatever channel you're watching us from. And yeah, we're going to continue here. Okay, here we go.
Came out to the Alexandria Mall on Tuesday, but not to shop necessarily. They're actually there to give input on what should happen with the property, since many people just aren't shopping at brick and mortar stores anymore, here and across the nation. It's part of the city's Reignite program. It's an $80+ million project to revamp the Masonic Drive corridor, which of course includes the mall. People had the opportunity to give input on certain projects, everything to housing, workforce development, recreational activities, to revamping the mall.
It's not just the Masonic Drive corridor. There will be other places, recreation and otherwise, you'll see other big projects. But a big focus of it is that Masonic Drive corridor. And so people ask, why? Why the Masonic Drive corridor? Well, the main thing is there's so much public infrastructure already in place there that allows us to partner. Because remember, no public money goes into the mall. That's not the point of this. And people may have a sense of that, and I want to make sure people understand it. The mall is a private sector.
See, it's just the money's not going into the mall. Your tax dollars are funding Reignite. Your tax dollars are going into Reignite. Your money.
Phenomenon here in town that has had great days in our past and is really just part of a change that's happening nationally. So the idea here is to turn the mall as part of the Reignite program into an experience-driven place. So recreation, quality of life, lots of different things that would not be the traditional retail you would see in a mid-sized city mall. Then what we want to know is, what would you want to see? So what would bring you here for experience-driven activity?
You know, the most fascinating thing about all of this is the convenience of the timing. As you all know, qualifications start month after next. If you think Jack Roy is going to address brown water, high utility rates, if you think he's going to get up there and tout for all of the stuff, the gerrymandering, if you think that he's going to speak to any of the issues that are in our community, you guys are sadly mistaken. Reignite is a campaign scam, and he's using your tax dollars to campaign with. He's using your tax dollars to campaign with. His campaign schedule and this Reignite bullshit are not two separate entities. They're not. Welcome, Mr. Porter, onto the panel. I appreciate you for coming by, Mr. Porter. I know I curse a lot.
Hi, Mr. Porter.
I'm going to refrain from it, but let me get your hand clap in there. All right, Mr. Porter, I hope I haven't overspoken or I said anything wrong. Please correct me if anything that you heard me say is incorrect. But it is my deepest thought that this is all a campaign scam.
Oh, I definitely believe that's what it is. I mean, he's had 4.5 years to address these major issues. So all of a sudden now,
He had
you know,
16, Mr. Porter. 16.
16 total. And he's been back these last 3.5 years. And now he wants to try and do something. Listen, this Reignite program is just like that Restore program, is just like Sparks, is just like the other program he
They
had.
got Nehemiah. Look, I'm about to go on the website and see all his failed products.
Exactly. Project Nehemiah. All these things do is either put money in his cronies' pockets. Let's talk about Reignite. Okay. Right now, that is not a comprehensive plan or project or program. What Reignite is just a hodgepodge of unrelated projects that he's throwing under this umbrella name of Reignite. And he's looking for 80. It's really going to be $100 million, but he's advertising 80 million. And then half of this money is going to come from the city going out and floating municipal bonds. Now, folks, stay with me. I'm going to tell you some stuff, and it'll seem a little complicated and a little complex, but stay with me. I'm going to break it down. So when a city goes out to float their municipal bonds, they have to show good faith that they can pay back those bonds and also pay the money, the interest that's due on those bonds. So let's say the bonds get floated and people purchase those bonds at 3.5% interest. So that means every year the city of Alexandria have to pay each one of those bondholders 3.5% of their investment in the city of Alexandria municipal bonds. Now, Jack Roy is saying that this Reignite program is going to grow revenue. It will generate revenue. It'll grow revenue, which means it'll bring in more money than what the city currently brings in right now. Now, in the current budget that was just approved, the projected revenue for the city of Alexandria is $241 million. So Jack Roy is telling you, the citizens of Alexandria, that this Reignite program, the $80 to $100 million that we're going to spend, and I'm not going to play with his numbers. I'm going to tell you, if he's saying 80 to 100 million, it's going to be 100 million or more. Okay. So let's drop all the pretenses, the false pretenses, and let's use the right number. He's targeting 100 million. So what are we going to get for that 100 million? How much revenue, additional revenue, will be generated from this $100 million expenditure? Now, when you look in the budget, like Shamir did on her website, and everywhere that Reignite is next to a project, that's all part of this 100 million. And when you look at those different projects, they're not related. All of them are unrelated. So we have a grab bag of projects he's thrown into this bag, and he wrote on the outside of the bag or put a tag on it, Reignite. None of that's connected. None of that is a cohesive project. And none of that will generate revenue. The pickleball court is not going to generate revenue. It's going to fall into the same category as Johnny Downs, as the golf course, and as the zoo. It will not generate revenue. It'll only cost us more money. So where is this new revenue going to come from? Where is this growth going to come from? Now, here's the problem. These projects, they have no revenue growth. If you look at all these unrelated, hodgepodge, disconnected projects they threw in this grab bag under the label of Reignite for $100 million, none of it generates revenue. So if the mayor goes out and float $40 million worth of municipal bonds, and if it's at 3.5% interest, and we have to pay the interest on those $40 million bonds every year, the city will be required to maintain 18 months of interest payments in the event that there's some problem. They want to make sure at least you have in a fund somewhere 18 months of interest payments to satisfy these bondholders. So that's the amount of money going to have to be set aside every year. We're going to have to make sure we got that amount of money. Now, there's no revenue growth from what they're proposing. It's only going to cost Alexandria more money. So how are we going to pay that interest on those bonds, on that 40 million bonds, if none of these projects they're proposing will generate any revenue? Now, whenever you do a business project like this, you do what's called a cost-benefit analysis. Okay, you show what your cost is, your 100 million, and what will you benefit by spending that $100 million? What are your revenue projections? How much the first year, how much the second year, so forth, and where that money's coming from. Is it coming from this particular portion, from this entity, where it's coming from? Okay, $40 million in bonds. I'm just using 3.5% interest. That's what the federal Treasury note interest is right now. So, folks, the point is that money can only come from one place. It's going to come out of our general fund. And when it comes out of our general fund, that means is that much less money that we have to spend on the regular things that we need to spend it on the normal things, on our everyday things. We're going to reduce that by that much. And the reason we're going to reduce it by that much, because if we allow this mayor to go out and sink us into debt for another 30 years for $40 million, we have to pay that every year, that interest. And at the end of those 40 years, we got to give the folks their money back, the amount of money they invested in the bonds. Now, the problem with that is he's selling us, he's hoodwinking us. Okay, he's pulling the wool over our eyes. We're being bamboozled, folks. There is no revenue coming from any of these things he's proposing, none of them. And this thing about the Children's Museum, I want you to go and look at the other children's museums and see how they are funded. They have major corporate sponsorships, and they have all kind of philanthropic grants from these organizations that give them money to keep those museums open. They have money that give children who fall below the poverty line memberships. They pay for their memberships so that they could go to the zoo. That's how these zoos, museums. That's how these museums survive. You don't have that in Alexandria. You're not going to get that in Alexandria. You know, pure and simple. Our zoo loses money. Our golf course loses money. Johnny Downs, the sports complex, loses money. Our ATRAN system loses money. Now, we need ATRAN because we have such a large indigent population. We got almost 15% of our city population that is below the poverty line. So where is this disposable income going to come from? Is it going to actually come from the richer areas outside of Alexandria? Well, where they'll come in and do this? No, it's not. Because they're so much smaller than us. They're richer than us, but they're so much smaller. So that's not going to happen. What we're going to see if this Reignite go through, it's another scam like Restore. They sold Restore to the people that it was a grant, and it turned out to be a loan because they clawed the money back 6 months later out of your utility bill. And Spark, can you anybody tell us what Spark actually did? Now the mayor's throwing stuff out that Spark generated a lot of revenue. Where? Spark didn't do a thing. You know, we spent a lot of money. We didn't get nothing for it. Got a few benches along 3rd Street. They planted some trees that eventually died. You know.
But wait, Mr. Porter. Now, you know, we like facts. Don't forget, at the intersection of Jackson Street and MacArthur, we have those beautiful disco lights underneath the overpass. If you're not entertained with that, it's 80,000. How much was it?
Now the dog park was $180,000. I forget how much the lights under the that overpass on Jackson Street was. I forget how much that was, and the sidewalks that they put there.
Listen. We can't say what we're saying and lie to you. We can't do that. And it's not even about good faith. It's just in general. We can't say that they're lying to you and then us, being who we are, come out and lie to you even more about them lying. Like it's not, it's so.
I couldn't even Google and find nothing on Spark, Mr. Porter.
You'd have to go in the annals of history to find out what happened at Spark.
The annals or the annals?
No, come on. I want to give a shout out to the Plug Podcast because you're doing work I would never do.
Who? Oh, we can't hear you. Oh, I can't hear you.
You're not by yourself. We can't hear it either.
We can't hear you.
Oh, you know what it was? Let me tell you something. Take this shit down real quick. I activated it without the sound. My bad.
Funny.
Hey, listen, it's a user error. Just chill out, relax.
Spark is SPARC. It's not going to be Spark.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Got you.
I think they spent about 90,000, Mr. Porter, on Spark. I think it was between
on them lights.
No. I'm talking about the whole thing. I'm talking about the whole thing.
No, because the dog park was 180,000 by itself.
Okay. What did I say?
You said
90,000.
No. I meant to say 90 million. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
I think it was about 90 million they spent on Spark.
So it says right here, the city will invest 7 million to 10 million in Spark 2.0 projects to leverage several times that in federal money. Total funding for the project is expected to be 30 million to 40 million. That was Spark
Okay.
2.0 though. I just put up an old article.
That's 2.0. The first
Yeah.
one was about that much.
So I'm just trying to
So look, right there, they're talking about 40 million. Now look at the things that we recognize was associated with Spark: the dog park, the lights under Jackson Street, and what was the other thing y'all mentioned?
The dog park, the lights, and the
benches.
signage. They put lights. They and the benches. The benches.
The benches.
And
The
the
benches.
plants.
Oh Lord, that was me mentioning that. The
Mhm.
benches along 3rd Street, the benches and trees.
You gotta love the bitches in the trees.
$40 million, folks.
All right, hold on.
And none of that generated revenue. So look, I'm just throwing out some numbers. If the mayor under this Reignite program goes out and float City of Alexandria municipal bonds on the bond market for $40 million worth of bonds, and if it gets purchased at 3.5% interest, and the city is required to maintain 18 months of interest in a fund so that they can be able to pay these bondholders their interest. We're talking about $2.1 million that they must set aside. Now, if this Reignite, this hodgepodge collection of unrelated projects fall under this umbrella called Ignite for $100 million, that will not generate any money. They have yet to even give the city council, the same people that vote to approve this, they don't have a cost benefit analysis. All they got is a concept of a plan that the mayor threw up there. And I can tell you right now, a small city like Alexandria cannot support a children's museum. And we don't have enough people from around the surrounding area to come and become members and make that a successful venture. Same thing with the zoo. Just look at the zoo, look at a proposed children's museum. We don't have the major corporations that will fund and support a children's museum. So none of this is going to generate revenue. And then if the city have to provide all kinds of incentives to get different companies to participate or to be part of this or whatever, again, that's taking money out of our general fund that's needed for daily routine operations to run the city. We're taking more and more money out of that. So you know what? The water lines, the main water lines that brings brown water to people's houses, that will never get replaced. The street lights that are 40 years old and just don't work anymore, they will never get replaced. These sewer lines that are 40, 50 years old running under the street that collapse and cause a pothole, that'll never get replaced. And meanwhile, money is being siphoned away from our general fund to pay the interest on these bonds. I hope people don't fall for this nonsense. Don't fall for the smoke and mirrors. Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Do not let them pull the wool over your eyes. Don't let them hoodwink you. Don't let them bamboozle you. And that's all this is. This will put money in his buddies' pockets. That's why you see all these business people going there, right? They want a piece of that $100 million. But the citizens going to get jacked up behind this. And we're going to be the ones holding the bag, trying to get a collection to pay these interests and the bonds back, and it won't generate any money. Just like Johnny Downs, just like the zoo, just like the golf course, it will not generate any money. But what we need to do, we need to hold their feet to the fire and demand show us the money, show us the economic analysis, the cost benefit analysis. 100 million, what is it supposed to get us, and how are we going to pay these bonds? Where's that money going to come for these bonds?
All right. So again, I want to do take two. The Plug Podcast. Thank you for doing the stuff that I would never do. Damn, and I messed it up again. Boy, listen. Don't y'all judge me. Who's Shamir over there knocking over dishes and stuff. Hold on, I gotta go out, then I gotta come back in.
I couldn't hear you.
Well, this is a vision of mayor to sort of reignite this Masonic Drive corridor. Obviously, we want to improve the apron of the Masonic Drive corridor, increase foot traffic to the mall. Obviously, hopefully we can enhance and build upon the anchor stores that you already have here, such that the citizens here in this community have further shopping options here. This will also not only improve what we believe to be foot traffic here in the mall, but the infrastructure around the mall, but also enhance recreational opportunities here in the city. That's been a focal point, as well as the zoo. I know you guys just recruited a new outstanding executive director. The mayor and his team have a lot of thoughts and ideas about how to improve upon that.
Program.
Well, this is a vision of the mayor.
This is Damian Domoine Rutledge.
Dominion.
You know what he said? He just said this is for the mayor. He literally just
He did. He said
He
this
literally
is the
just
mayor's
said it.
ideal. He just said it.
Improve the apron.
He said the thing.
Yeah, he said the thing.
He said the thing. Okay. He said the thing.
Yeah. So
if he wanted, it's all right. As long as Roy wanted, it's all right.
Reignite is one of the biggest.
Oh, look at my comment.
Reignite is one of the biggest economic development investments in Alexandria history. This is not only going to bring new investments, but it's going to enhance and grow the current investments, small businesses, industries that we have around the city. So I encourage every elected official to get behind it, every educational leader to get behind it, every voter, every taxpaying resident to get behind it, because this will drive a new Alexandria and to show the world that Alexandria is open for business. Open for business.
Couldn't say it no better. It's about the $80 million Reignite program right here, Masonic Drive corridor.
Wow.
Y'all see me in the back at the table?
Wow.
They'll get a person who's willing to sell everybody out, who's black. And they were like,
I'm just playing. That's not what I wanted to play.
Yeah, it is.
They'll get a person who's willing to sell everybody out, who's black.
Wow. Sorry,
guys. Back to the business at hand. So out of the last two interviews that we've heard, out of what Curtis just said, what do you guys know about Reignite? What are the details that you know? What are the
All I heard was business and nothing. The community, if you listen to what he said, the taxpayers came last.
Yeah, you heard that. Yeah.
Yeah, you see me, Miss Linda. I'm looking all close at everything, inspecting everything. I'm like, what the hell is this? You know?
Look, another thing, you guys, I was thinking too, and I think we went over this when this first came up. We showed Lafayette's Children's Museum, and we also showed Baton Rouge Children's Museum. And we did go through their whole website. And it's not, from what he's saying, why, this is my question. Okay, so if I'm visiting, why would I come to Alexandria when I can go to Lafayette? Why would I come to Alexandria when it's better known in Baton Rouge? Baton Rouge Zoo is much better known, and so is their children's museum. I'm going to go where I know my kids will have fun. I know that there's great eating places. There's many choices of eating places.
You'll have something to do after the zoo.
You'll have something to do after the zoo. Exactly.
Exactly. You ain't got nothing to do after you leave the zoo here.
So why would I stop here and go to a children's museum or a children's zoo when I know there's larger zoos?
Better,
and upgraded, and know they got, you know, the animals, they have the museum, children's museum. I know that they have the different activities, because when we looked up the Lafayette Museum, it showed all the things that they did and what they do. And they do have sponsors. They're not paying for it out of their pockets. They actually have sponsors.
And I want our stuff to succeed. I want our zoo to succeed because I love the zoo. I've been to the zoo. Any city I go to the zoo. Like Dallas, Houston, like it's worth it.
Exactly.
I can spend my money. I can walk around. I can eat. I'm tired. I ain't got to go nowhere after, you know. That.
Yeah.
But this little BS zoo out here, you got these old animals. You got, that's okay.
We got to do, you know, we got to do a run. We got to do a run.
So this is the thing that I don't like about all this is the fact that you're only limited to these options.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
the options that they gave. Yeah, it was multiple boards.
That is not.
They only gave you.
Not giving me an actual choice.
Yeah.
You're giving me the predetermined outcome.
Exactly, because you already said what you wanted, and then why are you saying? See, this is what doesn't make any sense. You already said what you're bringing here. You already made your decision. So what do you need our approval for? Because you already said what you were going to do.
Input for? Just so
why do you need our input when you already know what you're about to do?
People came out and the people spoke and the people this and that.
Yeah, but that's not the truth.
All the stuff though
was already there.
You provided. I mean, we just put in our opinion of what you brought.
Exactly. So you already made up your mind.
Our opinion.
Yeah.
All right, I got a question. I got a question for everybody. Miss Battle says, "What are the anchor stores that they're talking about?"
I have no idea, but look, getting to what they Salida and Shamir said, they've already spent money under the Reignite program. That ship has already sailed. Now they're holding a meeting on the docks. The ship has sailed to get our input. Where do you think we ought to sail to?
Yeah, exactly.
The slab. He already laid the slab in certain areas.
Yeah.
You've already cast off. You're underway. And now you're gonna hold a meeting on the dock and the ship has already sailed. And you say, where do you think we should go? Where should that ship stop and travel to?
What do you guys think?
Look,
it's
you've
like being
already
a restaurant and already having the menu, you know, and then asking people, what do you think about this meal before we start? You already have the menu made out.
You're already cooking the meal.
So
and then on top of everything else, right? When the city employees that are getting paid overtime to be here at this event, when they take all this shit down,
well, it's during the day. But yeah, you're right, because it didn't end till 7. So yeah, you're right.
So when they take all this down with all the stickers on there, do you honestly think that they're not going to add stuff to it or add extra stickers or extra pins? Like there's this, I don't trust him. So I know he's always going to make it look like one thing when it's really another. This was the most inefficient. This was the most inefficient way to get public input on a project that you're already in the middle of doing. Furthermore, I charge that this was nothing but a publicity stunt sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce.
No, this is a ploy. This is a re-election ploy.
Yeah,
that's all. By someone, I can't pronounce his name, but he said that you shouldn't be allowed to do be approved to do these type of projects your last year in office. And that does make sense. You know?
Right. It does. You're absolutely right. But look, here's the other thing. Look at each of those items that was on that board, that master board.
Okay, hold on.
Which one of those items will generate revenue?
None.
If you look at everyone, on that board, look, okay, so parking and access. Okay, you can charge for parking, right?
You sure can, but it ain't busy enough out here to be doing this. I mean,
All right, but
yeah.
but look, if you charge for parking, that can generate revenue.
Yeah.
Now, picnic areas and shade attractions, structures. Are you going to charge people to use those? If you do, you can generate revenue. Okay, but of course, that's small amounts. Now, what about these other things?
The children's play area?
So are you going to charge for kids to go into there? That'll generate revenue.
What about
but how much?
Outdoor fitness and exercise area?
Okay. Are they charging for the pickleball court for people to play on the pickleball court?
I think he was planning. I think he did say something about that. I'm not for sure.
Okay. Trail and pant connections. So how is that going to generate revenue?
Well, it depends on whether you're the citizens or whether you're Pan American Engineering.
Because I thought we already beautified certain stuff. Like, why we still beautifying?
Yeah, but I'm serious. Are you going to charge for people to go on the trail and on the pant?
How are you? I mean, these things aren't
That's
even
like the Kasachi. You know, you can't. People don't charge for Kasachi. You know.
Right. Okay. Now, landscaping. Will that generate revenue? No.
It will for Yankee Clippers.
Yeah.
No, but for Yankee Clippers not
Yep.
paying that $100 million, we are.
No, it'll make
Okay.
revenue for them. He's saying, like a
Yeah, it'll
contract.
make revenue for Yankee Clippers.
Yep, a big
Revenue if they're putting. Yeah, okay.
A big.
The next
Yeah,
one is
no,
this-
but
Oh, go ahead.
revenue for the city. The city is the one paying the $100 million.
no, sir.
How are we going to grow revenue?
That's a no-win.
No.
Yeah. Now, all these expenditures, these contractors, these businesses, his cronies,
Yeah.
the contributors to his campaign fund, they will make money. What about the citizens who are paying this $100 million? How is money
Nobody wanna
coming
answer
back?
that.
Now, we already established that none of our sports complexes make money. Masonic Drive, Highway 28 West, none of them generate any revenue for the city. That is
It's
a
gonna
loss
kill
in
you.
that law.
They still voting for it. So keep going to where this gonna kill
No,
you.
it says existing ball field enhancements.
Oh yeah, and this is just the beginning. I made it at 3, so this thing was full. That section was full. I thought I took another picture.
This is the water features at the parks. Is the water going to be brown?
You know they're not going to let those kids run around in brown water. That's only for us.
Wayfinding and placemaking elements, so signage, basically.
He already
Okay.
did. Well, and then I already did that before because the signage that's around the city park, and y'all see that burgundy and black sign, like that's new. He just did that not that long ago. So you gonna replace that again?
No, I bet that was money out of that Reignite bag. But the thing is, how does that generate revenue? Remember, the whole thing about Reignite, it will generate revenue, right?
Not for us
And-
though. That's the part. It's gonna generate revenue for the business owners in the communities, not us.
It's not going to generate revenue at all. That's my point.
We're down at the bottom now. All right. So lighting and safety improvements.
Okay, does that generate revenue? That'll
No.
cost And
Other
when I
sports.
say generate revenue for the city of Alexandria. I'm not talking about for the businesses, for the city of Alexandria.
Okay, other sports fields.
Other sports fields. Now, what the hell we need that for? And we got all these fields around here.
That loses money. Okay, all these other fields and complexes that loses money.
Wait a minute. We got one. We got a potential event lawns and plaza. What?
So you got to zoom in if you can.
Oh, yeah, I'm zoomed all the way. Oh, plaza spaces. Event lawns and plaza spaces.
Okay, now that can generate revenue by what? Doing what?
Putting the feds on it. Oh, wait, the feds cost money too.
And we lose money on the Fed. We do not make money on any of
They
those.
approve it every year, so.
Come on, Mr. Forty. Did you just single-handedly debunk Reignite?
by one picture.
One picture. Oh, that's right. I wanted to get to that question Mr. Mara asked. So why waste people's time when you already had a plan? Because it's a photo op. It's what somebody running for an office would need, the type of attention that they would need. For
Gas too.
And you guys think about this too. They're talking District 4. Now, the reason why Lizzie had to stay in that position, because this all fell in her district. That's why.
Well, let's back up a little bit. Hold on.
That's why. Okay, I'm sorry.
All right. So let's get back to the gerrymander, right? Because it all connects, right? Previously on Dragon Ball Z, this area was a part of District 2, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right. Yes.
That would have been the case in this map. That was done away with.
The mall was in District 2. So District 2 boundary was Masonic Drive, but the mall was in District 2.
So that's why you got gerrymandered. It wasn't just about her house. It was because they were never, ever, they were never going to invest in any of the black districts. And he was never going to win campaigning on that.
Of course, he wouldn't have got them white votes.
It wouldn't have worked. The way he's manipulated and gaslit everybody right now, this whole Reignite plan hinged on whether or not that property was going to be in District 4 or whether it was going to be in District 2.
It was already planned. This whole thing was already planned.
So now you guys see the bigger picture. That's what all this really leads up. And Lizzie might be the most reliable fool on the dais. For him, she's worth more than Villard, because she single-handedly gerrymandered you guys out of your districts.
She didn't do it by herself. She didn't do it by herself.
No, I like to blame one person. I love to blame one person.
And you got to remember too, Jacques Roy lives in District 4 too.
And Jacques Roy lives in District. Listen, guys, ain't none of this stuff. We can't lie to you. That is the main kick I want y'all to grab and gravitate towards. We don't have the ability to lie to you because we can't make this up. You could never make this up. Not in a million years could you convince me that this gerrymandering stuff really was all about her community sticking together. And our what was it? The mutual like, what are you saying? That doesn't even make any sense. You guys live across the street from each other. Just because you're in District 4 and they're in District 2, that doesn't mean you guys stop being neighbors, does it?
No, there's not a fence or a brick wall built along district lines. So it's not like it's the Berlin Wall and you can't cross over into the other side. You know, it's not like that, but they make it seem that it's like that. And when they talk about protecting their culture and communities of interest, they never stated what those interests are and how those interests are different from the interests of the people that are in District 3 or in District 2 or District 1. What are those interests that are peculiar or specific to your community that are not common or shared with other communities? And then culture. What culture are you trying to protect? And how is it someone from a different culture cannot represent you with your culture? Are you a different language? Do you speak Spanish and you got an English representative who doesn't speak Spanish? How can that person represent you? Are you a different religion? You worship on Sunday and the other folks worship on Friday. You know, or you just a different social type agenda where you love to have fetes and other folks just want quiet time. I don't want that kind of music and noise in my neighborhood. You know, what are the cultural differences? Do you eat a certain type food and you're forbidden to eat other food, but these other folks eat the type food you're forbidden to eat and you just don't like that? What cultural differences was Elizabeth Felter trying to protect, and Jack Roy, and what interests that they have that are not shared with the other people in Alexandria? And they never mentioned that, except they kept blowing that dog whistle to their base, who heard it loud and clear. Community of interest, we're protecting our culture. That means something to them. To us, it's undefined.
I believe that Jock's of the mind, of the thought, that if the mall remained in District 2, it would detract from the investors.
Yep.
It's racial. It's race-based. Come on, culture. And literally, we live in a town of 48,000. Culture where? What is there's a certain sect of people that are broken off from the rest of Alexandria that have started their own community? Like, no. Culture. And I'm not saying Alexandria is not a cultured place. I'm just saying the actual culture that they're trying to pretend Alexandria is, Alexandria isn't. We're not a party destination.
But look, when you say that culture, Alexandria, are you including all of Alexandria? Because that's not what Elizabeth Felter and Jack Roy stated. They stated they had to protect their culture. That's why they had to move her precinct back into District 4. Because her precinct, the culture of her precinct didn't mesh with the culture of District 3, but they never defined what that culture was. So if you say the culture of Alexandria, you mean this is a shared culture throughout all of Alexandria. But that's not what they justified the veto on. They justified that the culture in her precinct is different from the culture in District 3. Therefore, they don't belong, that it's not a good fit. So you had to take her precinct out of District 3 and put it back in District 4 because they share the same common interests and they share the same culture.
So I just caught on to something, Mr. Porter. They're trying to turn this into one of those 15-minute city neighborhoods.
Yeah.
All right. That don't include colors. It's color free.
But it's not, because it's actually black people in there. You got to remember, Shamir lives in District 4.
Yeah, but
I forgot she was a sellout.
but look, when
It ain't my fault. I don't want to
when
stay
I
in the
did
neighborhood.
when I did the maps, that would have made District 4 60% white, 40% black. That would have been the most integrated, the most diverse district we would have had in Alexandria. District 5 is 90% white. Districts 1, 2, and 3 are 80% black. District 4 would have been the only diverse district we would have had. 60% white, 40% black.
They didn't even want that many blacks in there.
When Elizabeth Felter redrew the maps, District 4 is no longer 60-40. And I forget the actual numbers, but it's a much higher white percentage now.
Probably like 75-25.
Yeah. Now let me answer a question that Mr. Scott posed, because he is really tuned into something. Jack Roy and Elizabeth Felter lied. Those were blatant, absolute, total lies. I had no idea where Elizabeth Felter lived. I knew she lived in District 4 because she had run against Catherine Davidson when Harry Silver seat was up for election. Okay. So I knew if she ran in District 4, she had to be a resident of District 4. Where in District 4 she lived, I had no idea. Folks, I have never had, to this day, I have never had a conversation with Elizabeth Felter. I've only addressed her from the podium at a city council meeting. That's the only interaction we've ever had, was at a city council meeting with her on a Diaz and me at the podium. Outside of that, I have never spoken to her. I have never had a conversation with her by phone, by email, by text, or in person. Never. I had no idea where she lived. When I did the maps, I was not focused on where people live. I was focused on two things: making sure the maps were fair, and making sure the maps complied with the city charter and the Department of Justice guidelines. So she lied on me, and they had to lie on me. Somebody had to be the villain. So they made Catherine Davidson and myself the villains in this. But and not only that, she not only lied on me and said that I intentionally gerrymandered her out of her district. I didn't even know what precinct she lived in. I was doing the things that made sense. I was using 3 different software to come up with what would have been the best maps, the fair and equal maps. And all 3 of those softwares were very, very similar. So what she's saying is absolutely false. And then the other thing, she said that Jay Scott is the one who told her that. I called Jay Scott and talked to Jay Scott directly, and Jay Scott pretty much says she's a effing liar. He never told her that. So that she lied on him, and he told her that she lied on him in a public meeting.
I forgot about that. He did. He called her out right then and there.
Yeah, he did.
Man, that was one of the funniest lives I ever seen, because he said, "We're gonna get you out of it." He looked at David. He said, "We're gonna get you. We're gonna get you."
You know what? Now that you say that, that's what the hell Jock was talking about.
That was a while ago, though. That's when she gerrymandered the. That's when she did the map thing.
When it first happened.
That was in December, right, of 2025 when Jack Roy vetoed this. That's when all of this took place. Jack Roy held 2 days of mayoral briefings to try and justify his veto of the fair district maps. But get this, the exact same thing that they did is what the Supreme Court and now the state legislature is doing. The exact same thing. The exact same thing. This was all part of Project 2025.
Yep.
It's just that Elizabeth Felter got to jump on it, you know?
You know, some places, you know, the NDAs we were talking about earlier, well, in our other conversation real quick, I don't want to get off subject, but I want to let you know that, you know, now they're going after them for even allowing that to happen, for them to be signing those NDAs without telling their constituents that that's what they're doing. So now they're being smart and they're going after them on that end too.
Well, folks, y'all done open another rabbit hole, and I don't mind going down it. Pause. Pause. Yeah, shut up.
You ain't supposed to. Never mind. I can't say that. We're on the show. You ain't really supposed to pause on that one. You a male. You know.
No.
I'm going.
Because you can't just. You gotta specify a certain. You gotta specify.
No, you a male. We know what you talking about.
No. That's a pause. That's a pause.
All right.
That's a pause. That's a strong, healthy pause.
No, it's not, because I ain't gonna say nothing.
Members are myself, Mr. Fowler, and Ms. Felter. Madam Clerk, please take roll.
Ms. Felter? Here. Mr. Fowler?
Yeah.
Mr. Lawrence?
I'm present. All right, moving on. Item number 1, to consider final adoption of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to promote the city of Alexandria by entering into all contracts with bands and vendors for 2026 events and other matters with respect thereto. It has come to my attention that the administration wants to delay this matter until January 13th, 2025. Is that correct, Mayor?
I removed it because I thought the title was, that's not the title that I would want to be approved. This is supposed to be specific to certain events, and we have a method of working with folks to get input. The title is too general, and so I asked to remove it myself.
Okay. All right. Well,
I just didn't like the way it was worded.
Okay.
That's not how I would prefer to do that. I think that there's a better way to do that.
All right. Well, what we'll do is we'll remove it from the committee agenda.
I think that's fine. I think Donna put it in January, Trey just told me, but I'm going to send down a substitute title that's more specific and has some more opportunities. Each year we wait to get some input. I think people were very happy with the feds. I specifically talking to Gary and Cynthia about bands and stuff, but it's really supposed to be limited to those.
So he's getting inputs about the feds from Gary and Cynthia.
Yep.
It's good to look back, y'all. It's good to look back. That's all I'm going to say. It's good to take a look back.
Those events that are serial events, a series, the two fets and whatever. This is too broad. I caught it myself and I removed it.
All right. Well,
I didn't know there was controversy with it. I understand there might have been, but we decided this before Thanksgiving. That was my personal decision to remove it.
All right. Well, what we're going to do is whenever it's placed back on the agenda, Madam Clerk, I still like to put it in
Absolutely
for it to be discussed. So we're going to pass item 1 until January 13th, 2025. And the
2026. I don't know why you kept on saying 2025.
2026. And the mayor.
Oh, there you go.
Will,
send out a more specific title that's a lot more finite in its scope.
All right. All right, moving on to item number 2, to consider final adoption of an ordinance relative to the Alexandria Healthcare Initiative, LSUA, to authorize a mayor to execute on behalf of the city those necessary or desirable in a governmental cooperative endeavor and joint service agreements and other contracts related to the Jackson Street Allied Health Downtown Health Services Central Capital Improvements, more particularly described as local or non-state capital project matches, to authorize the project LSUA Downtown Health number 19-602-23-01, F 19002498, authorizing the expenditure and encumbrance of budgeted and prioritized funds, authorizing agreements, commitments, and drawdowns with the state of Louisiana through the Division of Administration and/or through the Board of Supervisors of Louisiana State University and Agricultural and Mechanical College, LSU, and/or through and with LSU, Alexandria, or its foundations and other related parties in contracts and otherwise providing with respect thereto. Okay, that was a mouthful.
Yes, sir.
In essence, tell us what this is about.
Absolutely, Mr. Chair. So just, it's a useful one when you have a large title to explain. We can use this as sort of an example of explaining how a title works. So in the first one that I asked to take off, while the title is short, it is a large scope. And so we didn't like that.
Yeah, well,
Those two properties together will be a state. We have as a priority one, the LSUA Medical Allied Health Complex. CLECO, other people contributed. Theirs goes to the foundation to be held. Because we're a public body, ours is in the form of the cooperative endeavor, which we provided to you. They're creating nurses that'll stay in there, the whole for that. The next sum of $1 million would be on the architect or engineer service. They're the obligation.
Is it possible that $1 million commitment could grow?
No, that's our maximum stated amount, and that's the project amount. We would not, and hasn't been. It was because it's ingress, egress. We're also wanting that here. Those are high value properties that allow people easier ingress and egress to their loved ones who are there, and it certainly fits with our Nehemiah healthcare. So we want to incent that as much as we can.
Now, has the city had any interaction with the new owners?
We have with regard to the first one on Versailles. We are working a third one that is not, we don't know their full plan yet, but we're working on a third one in the heart of the city. That will be great if we can land that too. And with this one, the first interaction is this interaction to approve the annexation. The annexation goes forward. We can look at any other needs they may have. Without the annexation, there's, I don't know, enough. There's only so much census you have, and we would be.
Yeah, this is literally the Legal Affairs Committee, and he's like holding court right now. This is his thing. This is his thing. I want to fast forward because I saw the redistricting map up there, and you guys know I love a good look back. And
I'm actually looking for the map that's supposed to be, you know what I'm saying? I'm actually looking for a map and I just can't find one.
We have the approval of the minutes taken from a regular meeting.
Roll call.
Roll call, I'm sorry.
Mr. Johnson?
Here.
Ms. Felter? Here. Mr. Green?
Present.
Mr. Fowler? Mr. Millard?
Here. Here.
Laurie Dane?
Here.
Ms. Perry?
Here.
Madam President, you have a quorum.
An approval of the minutes taken from a regular meeting held on November the 18th. I need a motion and a second.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Fowler, second by Councilman Green. Public comments, what section of the written minutes would you like to make a comment on? If anybody has a comment on that. If not, in the written minutes, there will not be any discussion or comments, only on the minutes only. If you have any questions pertaining to any items on the agenda, please contact administration before or after the meeting. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Okay. A motion by the councilperson to reconsider ordinance number 124-2025 to award Masonic Sports Court.
Move.
Motion by Councilmember Lloyd, motion by Council Fowler and second by Councilor Lloyd. We have any public comments? Discuss? Trey?
Yes, ma'am. Madam Chair, the city engineering department noted that there was a typo in the adopted ordinance. There was the bid that came in. It should have been $881,094 rather than $811,094.
Did you repeat that?
Yes. The base bid that was adopted was not consistent with the bid package that was attached, and it's a typo. And we're asking for reconsideration to correct so that the base bid price will go from $811,094 to $881,009.
So they just added another $70,000 over a typo?
Yeah.
A $70,000 typo?
That's what they did. Yeah. And you think the budget analysts of 40 years would have caught that, right?
No, you said 40. I'm thinking more like 5.
$94.
Right here.
And that changes the total price to $992,716.
So mind you, this is about Masonic Drive. This is about the tennis courts, if I'm not mistaken. So 991,000, just like Mr. Porter said, right? It went from 811,000 to add to 911,000. It was another $100,000.
That's right. So that was the pickleball courts. That's what that was.
Jeez.
There's no change in the actual bids. We're just trying to get the correction for the amount of the contract. The money's budgeted.
So it was just a typo. Yes. Typo. All right.
Okay. You have any public comments, discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
F, public hearing. A, to hold a public hearing concerning amending and reenacting Article 3 of Chapter 2, Section 2-46 through 2-50 of the Alexandria Code of Ordinance relative to City Council District, reappealing ordinance number 37, 2024, and reenacting City Council District boundaries and descriptions in ordinance number 153, 2022, relative to redistricting and reapportioning City Council District 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, as shown on the map titled City of Alexandria Council District, prepared by the Office of City Engineer to provide for effectiveness and other matters with respect thereto.
I'm telling y'all this, and this is a side note. This is very personal. Looking back, I would have paid any amount of money to be in that room during this period. I would have knocked over every microphone. I would have kicked that damn podium over. It would have been a problem in there. I would have went to jail, but I would have had the money to bond out. Because of course, if I had the money to be there, I would have had the money to bond out. But that's a different story. But I would have loved to have been there. But that's okay, because guess what?
Need a motion, please? Second. Motion by Councilman Ballard, second by Councilman Johnson. To open the public meeting. Have any public comments? Discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried. The public hearing is only to be commented from the citizens. There will be no discussions. Each person will have no more than 3 minutes to make a statement. The public hearing is now open.
So looking back, how come we did not see that she was effectively doing what Jock was asking her to do? Mind you, Jock's not even in the room. I don't think. He got up and left. And he's always missing. Whenever there's something controversial, he disappears.
Yeah, because he's upstairs watching it. That's why. He's not gone nowhere. He's upstairs in his office watching it on the television.
What a coward. And I don't say that lightly. I fought alongside people in the military that in other situations you would if it was a fight, we was on shore leave and we was doing our thing and there was a fight, they would run. But if it was war battle time, it wasn't no running. You got to stand on your oath, right? But he disappears, he runs and he hides. And that shows exactly who he is. He is a sniveling. I'm not going to get into it. We're going to get into name calling. And I don't want to sink to the levels that he sinks to, but I will.
Now, we signed up for the thing. There's a list over there. Okay. Sorry about that, Mr. White. Okay. I'm sorry about that. I'm going to work with you.
Hi, everybody today. We talking about the redistricting map, right?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. As we spoke, I spoke on a map before when we first started now. The police jurors did get it first in our districts. And when Matt Johns came to us, he's like, man, you need to talk to the people to keep your areas. So I decided to keep a lot of my people because I was just coming into my seat. And so they wanted me to give away 1,800 of my black constituents to another juror, but I couldn't afford it because I need to stay in my seat. So when we came about the mayor getting the maps done, I wanted to make sure that we were always correct. And I talked to Matt multiple times, many times about this map. When they changed the map from the city of Alexandria, we figured it was going to be right because I share 62% of that district with 3 jurors, which is Ms. Lizzie Felter, Mr. Green, and Mr. Malcolm. So I know I had to make sure we all stay together to make we take care of our constituents. When they changed the map to Ms. Lizzie Felter way, it hurt the district. Because now I'm gonna have to go and fight to speak to other constituents that I still had, but they were feeling like they were wronged by changing the map. And I'm being very transparent to the public that I don't have to hide nothing that was done because it wasn't fair what was done for her.
Now, retrospectively, I can attest that this is all facts. Looking back, and this is December, we're now in May, heading into June of the following year. This is 6 months, 7 months later. We can say he was absolutely telling the truth. And the fact that he had to keep talking to Matt Johns because Matt Johns had to notify the police jury of the changes. So that tells you who was involved. So now we got Matt Johns and Lizzie Felter by name from a police jury.
When I asked the question, why? Mr. Johns gave me an answer, said that they talked about his job.
Are we marinating on that?
What had happened, there was a meeting that Matt Johns was having with Jay Scott, and that meeting was abruptly ended because Matt Johns received an urgent demand for him to be present at Jack Roy's office, and he had to cut off his meeting with Jay Scott and hustle down the street to City Hall to meet with Jack Roy. It was Jack Roy, Elizabeth Felter. It was either Jonathan Goins or Trey Gist. Since Jonathan Goins lived in Houston, it must have been Trey Gist. And they pretty much read him the riot act because the mayor has influence in who gets selected as the director of Rapides Area Planning Commission. And pretty much he threatened Matt Johns with his job.
Well, hold on, I'm running back.
They were wronged by changing the map. And I'm being very transparent to the public that I don't have to hide nothing that was done because it wasn't fair what was done for her. When I asked the question.
Hold on. It wasn't fair what was done. What was the next words? For her. Somebody that had been locked in conversations, long-term conversations with the Rapides Area Planning Commission, the creators of or the makers of the maps. And his takeaway from that whole situation was that all this was for her. That's all.
Why? Mr. Johns gave me an answer, said that they talked about his job. They talked about his job. A young man make a lot of money, and they wanted to take his job.
I mean, he got their full attention, but look at Gist though.
I can't see. I gotta move the screen over.
I mean,
he pissed. Yeah,
they got his full attention though. Look
Yeah,
at
he
these
pissed.
two black men right there. They got his full attention. When a strong black man standing up there, they gonna listen.
Well, not even that. Just that. They're sitting up there. He's a police juror. He's a police juror, and he shares 3 different districts with Jules, with Malcolm, and with Lizzie.
Now, did you hear he said he would have lost 1,800 of his what's the name? That's a lot.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
All right.
So when we talk about transparency, let's be transparent. Because y'all hold us black elected officials to a standard, a high standard. We got to prove our everything we do got to be proved by the public. All you worry they're being elected to the seats. All we worry they're doing is doing that. But we make changes, and then you got other people fighting against us. That's a problem to me. But when it comes to her or whoever elected, it's cool. We just elect to the seat and it's fine. So I got a problem with that every day. But I wake up and I got to fight to prove that I'm a great elected official because I know I'm good at what I do. But I asked the question today, Ms. Lizzie Felton, but you sit in the seat today. What have you done while you've been here in the seat?
Damn.
Get her.
Damn.
What have you done for your district?
Damn.
I never seen you in the district that you share with me.
Damn.
I never seen you talk to the people that I talk to.
Damn.
Which are all black and white people. So me personally, I think the best representation is someone who's always out in the public. We out feeding people. We got to spend all our money. For my little $1,600 check, I make $1,600 as a police jury. That ain't no money, but I give it back to the community. Let's do what's right. Go back to the old master because that's what it was made for. Gerrymandering.
Thank you.
So obviously it was the second time he went up there. Then when he quote unquote, I was like, oh, that felt like a. We're gonna get you out of there.
Miss McCall.
Oh no, not Miss McCall.
Oh, not Miss McCall. That's why
Not
she
Miss
quiet.
McCall.
Is that why she quiet?
Yeah.
What? Oh
You
Lord.
on the show, baby?
Good evening, everyone. Everybody knows who I am. So I'm looking at the numbers here that was.
Everybody knows who I am. Wait, who are you? Who
Look
that
how
nigga
Giggs
get their name?
fixing his glasses and stuff, man. You got to bring that back. Bring that back.
Oh, okay.
Miss McCall.
He's like,
he knew it was finna go down.
Fuck. He's like, shit.
Good evening, everyone. Everybody knows who I am. So I'm looking at the numbers here that was used to make this change. We moved this decision that was made illegally according to your own home rule charter, and the violation that was that took place with the behind the scenes negotiation that was made. You moved over 400 and something people from one district to another, and these people didn't even know this was taking place. They were at the number, according to what the census has to be, they have to be as closest to 9,182 people per district. We have 5 districts. When Ms. Felter and her little cronies got together and went behind everybody's back and did this, they moved people out of their district without them being notified. When are we going to stop this? When are we going to start taking in consideration the citizens of Alexandria? It just seems like a lot of power play is being done, and the people are the ones who are the victims of the power plays. We moved people out of their district for one person. For one person. When are we going to stop? Alexandria has a lot of potential, but it has a stranglehold on it because only a certain amount of people can say something and make things happen. We're not even taking in consideration what everybody else wants. It's only a few people who can make choices, and the people don't benefit. So when you make this vote tonight, please take in consideration the people who are going to be affected by what took place. The transparency, like Mr. J. Scott said, it needs to be for real. We say that word so loosely and we don't even see it. Nobody's transparent. Everybody's doing things behind closed doors and negotiating and doing all these things, and the people are the victims. I'm not going to say they're the ones who's benefiting from it. They're the victims. When are we going to stop doing that to them and give them what they want? As a city, when are you going to stop? Alexandria has a lot of potential. And you guys know I talk about Alexandria all the time. It has potential, but you guys got to get that grip off of it and let it grow. And quit putting the power in the hand of 5 or 6 people to make these decisions for the whole city. Thank you.
Oh,
Where's the
chill.
donation at?
Oh, chill. Oh, chill. If you're wondering how, that's how.
You know, Miss Lead, I see a lot of myself in you for some reason.
Here we go with this. But my godfather is the reason why we know what we know. Now, all I can say is this. That's how. You have to be willing to speak truth to power. If you're not willing to speak truth to power, you at least have to be able to participate in the mechanism of the movement. But that should be a precursor to you even getting involved in the movement. Anytime you have the opportunity to speak truth to power, you're supposed to take advantage of that moment. And you're supposed to scream the truth from the highest mountain, right? That's democracy. That's what democracy looks like. So in this moment, we can keep going.
Thank you, Ms. McCall. Ms. Bell.
Shit.
Not bag to bag.
Back to back?
Bag to bag.
Sorry. The ordinance number 37-2024 to withdraw the municipal district map is illegal. There is no legitimate justification to withdraw the district maps prior to the next census of 2030. New municipal district maps are drawn once in a decade, every 10 years, initiated by the decennial census data. The 2022 municipal district maps were drawn in accordance with the city charter, state statutes, and federal laws, specifically the Voting Rights Act following the 2020 census. The 2022 municipal maps are fair and equitable. The maps 2022 were available for public viewing for 97 days from June 1st to September 5th, 2022. The 2022 municipal district maps were not challenged on either of the 3 criteria: race discrimination, process, procedural violations, or local, state, federal law violations. The 2022 municipal maps were approved unanimously on September 6, 2022. 5 of the sitting council members voted for the new maps: Fowler, Vallard, Rubin, Washington, and Ms. Perry.
All challenges to the adopted maps must go through the courts. Elizabeth Myers Felter circumvented the process of a court challenge to the adopted 2022 municipal maps by using the position of a council member to put forth any ordinance to change the district boundaries without legitimate justification. Elizabeth Felter initiated the redrawing of the municipal district maps for individual preference, personal gain, political advantage. There was no discussion or redrawing the district maps in an open meeting of the city council prior to the initiation of the 2024 redistricting process. The issue of redistricting did not appear as an agenda item for discussion, public comment, or vote to approve moving forward with the development of the new 2024 district maps to replace the existing 2022 maps. Council members from District 2 and 3 did not have any input into the development of the 2024 municipal district maps, even though their districts were specifically impacted by the change in boundaries.
That's how.
That's a savage there.
That's how. And again, the thing with Black women.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Ms. Bell. Mr. White.
That nigga sweating. Look at him. Oh, that nigga.
Thank you, Madam President.
Make them
You're welcome.
uncomfortable. We make them uncomfortable.
And Jay, I'm not going to knock it off this time. My name is Mr. Cornelius Lawson White, Jr. I live at 3638 10th Street in Alexandria, Louisiana. Been a resident for 64 years here. My phone number is area code 318-446-6934. I'm open and honest to everybody. And y'all know what happened to me. I got beat down for just asking a question. I know, Ms. Perry, I know, but you're not doing that. But that happened during the last council. Hold up, Ms. No. I'm going to get to my point. I'm going to get to my
your point and not the beat down.
She was always doing this shit.
Yeah, she
every meeting.
She was always doing this shit.
She don't have that same fervor for anybody else who gets up there, but she definitely have it for Mr. White. And you guys, Mr. White is one of her constituents.
He lives in her district.
Well, I want people to know about it because
Well, you say it enough.
tens of thousands have seen that.
Mr.
And it may be a federal lawsuit
Mr.
next
White.
year for
The fact that she's trying to overtalk him this is a public meeting, right? And he can talk about whatever he wants because what was the process set forth before they started?
She said it was a public
is not
comment.
to respond. We are
Yeah.
not going to answer,
Yeah.
but somehow, some way,
She always does that to him.
that's why I chose not to skewer her. I chose not to because I knew what was going to happen. I knew them people. I knew everybody was going to see exactly what we saw.
our
Mr. White,
250th anniversary.
you're speaking on the redistrict,
I'm speaking
okay?
on the we should.
He can speak on whatever he wants to. It's an open meeting.
Have never done this. A guy threatened to burn down this whole town behind this, and y'all didn't arrest him, but you had me beat down and hauled off to almost jail and everything. Not you, Ms. Perry. I'm talking about.
But Mr. White, we need to know.
I know, but
about redistricting.
I'm talking about the redistricting. It should have never been changed, Ms. Perry. I know they were talking. The young lady was talking about you made that vote. You should have voted against that. I like Lizzie Felter, but this was wrong. The man had told us how them maps were supposed to be and everything. That young lady said you violated federal law, so you may be sued on that. I mean, you just can't do it. And see, when people see they get beat down, they don't want to come to the city council meeting and make their voice heard because they're scared. A lot of people out there are scared, ma'am. And I hope y'all open up them warming centers because it's going to freeze tonight. We don't want none of our residents to freeze.
You're going to do it every time, man.
Oh my
But
God, man.
like I said, all of this stuff was handled wrong a couple of years ago, and people are watching Alexandria now. Like I said, our 250th birthday is next year for America. It may be some fireworks going on around here.
Listen, and he's correct because July 4th is right around qualifications. Oh, is it gonna be some fire? Oh, you haven't seen nothing yet. Nothing.
So God bless you, ma'am. I'd like to talk to the news media, so keep your thing on after this is over with. I'm running for mayor. And I
Imagine how many votes you'll get though.
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
I don't see the mayor here, so where's the damn mayor? Now, like I said, our 250th birthday is next year for America. It may be some fireworks going on around here. So God bless you, ma'am. I'd like to talk to the news media, so keep your thing on after this is over with. I'm running for mayor. And I don't see the mayor here, so where's the damn mayor? The mayor need to be in here too. There you go, baby. He may be watching, but he needs to be in here because he never takes questions or nothing. He comes to go on 9:70 a.m. and take questions. Stephen Maxwell, you need to ask him that. Them white folks are asking why doesn't mayor
calling out everybody.
Mr.
Mr. Cornelius
Yeah,
the Cat Williams of Alexandria.
exactly.
Where's the damn mayor? Man, is this the one that came on?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah,
But look,
God damn it, you gonna pick it.
look. We need to put that on a T-shirt. Where's the damn mayor?
I'm running for mayor.
I'm running for mayor.
9:70 a.m.
Mr. White,
I'm just telling you.
I know what you're telling us, but your 3 minutes is up.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right.
God bless America.
Thank you.
And God bless us.
He said, God bless us.
I'm with you on that one.
Uh-oh.
Okay, we don't have any more. So I need a motion and a second to close the public hearing.
Move. Second.
Motion by Mr. Fowler, second by Mr. Lamberdine. Public comments, discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Public hearing is closed.
G, consent calendar, introduction of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for petroleum products for various departments. Number 2, introduction of
Hey, but look, he brought his ass down there, didn't he?
Did you catch that? Did you catch that, bro?
What?
Miss Lita, did you catch that? So
Catch
nobody
what,
caught-
baby?
So nobody caught what I was laughing at just now. Oh, y'all missed it. I'm not repeating it on this live show.
Okay.
It's about the petroleum.
You'll see.
All right.
3-4. I'm available 24/7.
Now the mayor done brought his ass down there now.
Yeah, he sure did.
Oh,
And he was hot.
Hey, when was that?
He was hot. That it happened the same time. He was mad. He did not want to be there. He did not want to come
When
down.
Martin Luther King came here, Levada Board recorded that. It would be nice to invite Mr. Levada Board up here because Mike Wynn is the first one to try to recognize him. He's been on News here, played.
Carrie.
Number 16, resolution authorizing advertisement for bids for bulk fuel for vehicles and equipment.
Address is 3638 10th Street in Alexandria, Louisiana, 713.
Damn, he was
Supposed to be representing us. And we don't feel like y'all are representing us. And, you know, and like I said, what happened to me was horrible. You've been so nice to me, Ms. Perry, and I salute you. Huh?
You're not being nice to her.
Yes, I am. But I'm
Hey, he was doing that shit too.
Who said that?
Gary Johnson.
Yeah. Yeah, you know he's her lap dog. Come on now.
Well, you're not being nice to her. You know what?
Mr. Porter called it sled dogs.
telling about the truth. What happened?
We got that.
But see, she ain't.
Oh, they don't want you to say too much about the truth.
Ain't done change that. They get the guy, get him on it. Jim Ballard, I know the mayor ordered that.
Sir, you were the one arrested, not me.
Mr.
Uh-oh.
You mean to tell me that y'all let Jim Villard get up there and talk that shit? You the one got arrested, not me.
You were being, what did he say? You were being violent or something, he said.
Yeah. Oh, wait, hold on.
Well, you should have been arrested
Don't
because
say
you
that.
violated the Constitution.
Mr. White. Mr. White.
I have a right to speak.
Mr.
And
White.
see, you see what Jim Ballard,
Mr.
but he
White.
said what he had to say. You don't
Mr.
say nothing to him. No. He
Mr.
said
White.
what he had to say. Gavel me out of here. Thank you, ma'am.
Jock is fuming. Jock is fuming. And he's going to chastise Cynthia when this is over with. Because he cannot stand for the people to speak up. That's what the whole problem is. He's sitting there seething.
Okay. Discussion?
Madam President, I keep hearing that federal lawsuit should be filed. Well, a federal lawsuit was filed. Yeah, and I filed it and it was dismissed. Mr. Lauderdale represented Tracy Snow, Mr. Gilbert Porter, and Ms. Agnes Francisco. He ultimately asked that lawsuit be dismissed. He also filed a lawsuit on behalf of these three individuals in state court. And his rationale was that the city charter had been violated. Home Rule Charter Section 2-03C requires redistricting at least 1 year prior to the first primary election for council members following each federal census. Mr. Larbadan argued that this is the only time, he and his clients argued that this is the only time that redistricting can occur. Like I just said, the charter is explicit, ladies and gentlemen of the council, that at least 1 year prior to the first primary election for council members.
That's the most words you
following
heard
each
him
federal
say, other
census.
than when he
You can
went
have
off
to
on Linda.
That's because he pulled the Curtis card. When Jock shows up, now it's okay for my niggas to talk.
Yeah. Now you.
Wait, Miss Linda, I got something special for you. I sent it to Divorce because I didn't even know we was gonna go this far, but we got. I know she said she having a flashback and she mad, but we got an iconic picture, and I mean we got an iconic picture for you, boo.
So that means anytime. Okay, it's not limited. It's not a prohibitory maximum. If you all wanted to do it once a month, you couldn't. Okay. And also, I keep hearing about this Voting Rights Act of 1965, and it's very true.
You see how John was
I know why President Lyndon Johnson signed this act into law, and to hear it being used for political purposes, it troubles me. There was a time
Because it is political, you dumbass.
Well, it's about voting, so it's about as political as you can make it.
Why he talked just like Roy? Because Roy said the page YSKT was for political purposes.
that Black folks had to take literacy tests, J. Scott. We had to pay a poll tax. And folks used to make us try to count jelly beans.
That's right.
In order to vote. So to come into this room
And
as
you
well
sitting next to a
and
race.
say that the Voting Rights Act may have been violated is just a slap in the face of every African American who bled and died. Okay? Who bled and died.
Miss Linda, and she
Oh, no, when he raised his voice. Oh, no.
Bled and died.
bled and died. They died and they bled and they bled and they bled until they died, and then they came back and died again. They bled and they died.
Who bled and died. All right. It does hurt. It does hurt. Foolishness does hurt. Foolishness does hurt.
Excuse me. Miss Bale.
Settle down.
Miss
No.
Bale.
Point of order. Point of order. Now, Mr. Goins is correct that I was the one who filed the state and the federal lawsuit. And he's also correct that it appears the law allows redistricting anytime you want to, but you can't go more than 10 years.
Right.
Now, he's omitting the fact that he called me and told me that I had a conflict and I could not vote in this matter. And I did not believe his opinion, and I was forced to get my own ethical opinion. And I contacted a government ethics attorney and also the Bar Association. And I have no conflict. And he also told me that he would not give me a waiver if there was a conflict. Well, Mr. Goins, I liked how you shot her down But no. Let me.
You see, and you guys, listen, regardless of however kind and understanding you think Malcolm may be, he's still a lawyer and he's still good at what he does. And if anything, he knows how to litigate and mitigate a situation. And so when he made the reference, this is a throwback reference. I like how you shouted her down, but that didn't mean shit.
You shot her. Hey, I gave you the respect now. I gave you the respect. But I gave you the respect though. Now I see you wanted to shout her down, but you gave me bad advice.
Oh, wow.
You gave me bad advice, sir.
What advice did I give you?
That I had a conflict. I don't have a conflict.
Mr. Larvin, I gave you the
No,
rule,
but that rule does not apply in
Jock
this
Roy told
context.
him
No,
to
it
do
doesn't.
that. Jock Roy told him to do
Why
exactly
just
what
sitting
he
there
did.
letting them go back and forth?
Yeah,
Like
that's
he
right.
not a lawyer too.
Yeah, he ain't
That's
gonna
the
say
same
nothing.
shit he did with Curtis.
Yep.
That's the same shit he did with Curtis.
He takes his tag dogs, just like Mr. Porter called them slay dogs. He took his tag dogs, and that's what he like. He sees them, but he loves to hear that.
He's hoping that Jonathan says just the right set of things that scales and opinion.
Exactly.
Listen. The reason why this shit hit so hard between Mr. Goins and Mr. Larverdane is because Mr. Goings, in his official capacity, as the city attorney, cannot give bad advice.
Sure can't. Yep.
That's why it's hitting so hard. It's hitting like 215s.
Does not, Mr. Goins.
Mr. Larvin, you make your own decision.
Oh, I am gonna make my own decision, but I just want you. I want it to be known that you called me and told me that I had a conflict, and you gave me the wrong law because I'm not acting as an attorney. I'm acting as an elected official. So those set of rules do not apply to me now. Now, if I were to become a city attorney and act in that capacity, yes, that would be a conflict. But for me to vote, there is no conflict, and that's very disappointing that you did that to me. So I just want that to be known. So
stop playing with him.
Teach him something. You've been in
But
the
y'all,
game.
believe it or not, at one time, Jonathan Goins and Mr. Labadan, the representative, used to be on the legal team together when they were when he was the District 3's city council person.
You right,
So
Ms. G. Moran. You can tell because Jock been looking at that same
I
shit.
know, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So they got history. They do have history.
And this was before Jonathan became.
Yes,
Yeah,
way before. Yeah.
I'm not gonna get into that
That's
part.
when Representative Labadan was the District 2 council person.
Well, that was when okay, you're right.
I mean, not District 2, I'm talking about District 1.
Right.
it's a city council meeting. He said his point. I've said mine. Let's move this forward.
Not disrespect.
Yes.
Who talking about some fucking disrespect?
If that was an issue for me, then I would have stated on the record in this meeting. That was, and as I started off that conversation, Mr. Larvin, and I gave you some advice that you gave me when I first started practicing, did I not?
Yes, but
let's talk about the conversation since you're bringing it up.
Yeah, well,
Oh my goodness. Y'all, come on.
Yeah.
Listen, that's the same exact shit Curtis did. When Chairman McGee said Curtis's name and Jock sent him up, he beckoned for his little puppy to come up to the podium. Well, since you mentioned my name, since we're talking about it.
Yeah, he didn't. Yeah.
You know what, Mr. Porter, I will never doubt your advice. He told me Jock has a way of picking out these sellouts. And he has a way of sniffing them out, and he has a way of training them. He trained him to do that. He told Curtis to do that. And Curtis out here smiling and tap dancing, talking about some goddamn reignite. And this is tying into the reignite. That's why y'all don't understand. Jock is using black people against black people. This ties into Reignite. Had this failed, right? Had he not overturned it, there would be no Reignite.
Yeah, if that gerrymandering wouldn't went through. Yep.
If the gerrymander would have failed, there'd be no Reignite.
Yep.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Mr. Loveday, you taught me a valuable lesson when I started practicing. Protect your license. Didn't I preface the conversation with that?
You
But
did
that
do
had
that.
nothing
I
to
just
do
wanna
with
put
it.
this out.
That had nothing to do with what he did. What that had nothing to do with that. And you weren't
You making
protecting
it
your
personal
license.
now. This about business. You making it personal.
Yeah, personal. Yeah, yeah. Move on, Tavares. Don't keep playing
But
that.
sir, there may be a potential conflict.
It's wrong. It's wrong.
What?
Okay. That's wrong.
That's fine.
That's wrong. I got it. I got my opinions.
That's fine. I was coming to you as a brother and a colleague.
There we go. Yeah. There we go.
I told you it was personal.
Now look, what is Jock doing?
Sitting there with
Putting
his
it through
head
that
down.
same piece of paper.
Mm-hmm. He ain't moved his head.
Ain't flipped the page.
No. Mm-mm.
I understand that, but when you do that, but you need to come with correct information.
Yes,
That's
slow
all.
down.
We call for the question.
Question.
No.
Well,
I want.
Well, hold up. Well, hold up. Now we've been doing that wrong because typically how that works is you're supposed to make a motion, has to be second and voted on, and we got to have 5 people voting in favor. That's my appreciation, Mr. Guest. Yes, is that correct?
Oh,
Well,
he's
is it
asleep.
2/3?
He's
According to
asleep.
Robert rules, it's 2/3.
The council rules provide that all council people should have.
Here y'all 250,000.
To talk.
So,
Okay, so he should talk. He should talk.
So, I'm not a lawyer.
We
I
know
sat here
you.
when this
You ain't a budget analyst either.
ordinance passed. And I said with Mr. Councilman Green, I said, we will redo this again. Because the doors I knocked on to get elected was not all the doors that I'm representing. If I'm not knocking your door, you have no reason to represent me. I keep it simple.
Yeah, we know.
No shit, Sherlock.
We know you keep it
We
simple.
redistricting all around the freaking United States every time we get a chance to redistricting and pulling power from the people. I get a post in stores saying, I don't see you no more. You don't represent me. Because, ma'am, I don't represent you because the district maps move. And I was brand new, didn't know the law and none of this stuff like that, but I knew it was wrong.
I was brand new. I didn't know what was doing, and I didn't know the law. But thank you for that bit of transparency, sir. Shit.
It was wrong. And we're gonna change them back to the way it was when I first got elected. That's only the right thing to do. I don't know all this lawyer jargon and stuff like that. I'm not a lawyer. I'm just a simple country boy from down Cheney.
Yeah,
That's all
we
I am.
know.
Carol.
We know you are. you don't have to tell us that. We get it.
Oh, ever gonna be. But we can get these maps back. So when I knock on these people and do it again, then who I am. So a lot of people think I deserted them, which I did have not. That's a whole bunch of people. I think 800 people. I don't have numbers in front of me. That's a lot of people. And so, you know.
And look at
let's
how
do
she's
what's right.
sitting there. Look at her. Look how she's sitting
So I'm
there.
saying, let's do what's right.
They're actively plotting. The reason why Jock and her are being quiet because they're actively plotting what they know what they have to do next.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They know what they got to do next.
Mm-hmm. But Jonathan was not a sellout when he resigned from the city council. I don't know what happened. We know.
I
we
know.
know. We know what happened. He
Yeah,
wasn't.
Yeah.
Well, look, this is a good time to inform our core group who's with us every night what happened. So Jonathan Goins was a council member. He was elected for District 3.
Mm-hmm.
Jock Roy had Jared King follow Jonathan Goins around because Jock Roy had received some information about Jonathan Goins' I don't know, Tavares, what's the best way to say it?
The curricular activity.
Okay.
Proclivity.
That's a good way to put it. And Jared King, who was just a sergeant at the time on a police force, caught Jonathan Goins in an uncompromising situation. Jack Roy brought that information to him and said, okay, you got two options. We go public with this, arrest you, you lose your bar license, your license to practice law, or you just resign and leave the state. Jonathan chose the latter. He resigned and left the state. Didn't tell Ed Larverdane he was resigning. Didn't tell Myron Lawson. Didn't tell, I think Roosevelt Johnson was on, or maybe it was Everett Hobbs was on at the time. I forget. But in other words, didn't tell any of the black council members that he was resigning. He just sent this straight to the Secretary of State, and he got the hell out of Dodge. Now, Jack Roy, now that it was 3 whites and 3 blacks on the city council, Jack Roy held like a little impromptu session, and he came up with 3 black names to replace, to fill the vacancy. And he had all 3 of those black people thinking that they were going to be nominated by the mayor to take that position. But the one who got the position was Jerry Jones.
Hold on, Mr. Porter. Hold on, Mr. Porter. Ms. Jeannie Moran said she was buffering. She didn't hear the choices of his resignation.
Okay. So after being caught in a compromising position by Jared King, who at that time was a henchman for Jack Roy, he was a sergeant on the police force. Jonathan Goins was presented with 2 options. One was the mayor would make this public, he would probably get arrested, and Jonathan Goins would lose his bar license and would not be able to practice law, and may even go to jail. The other option was resign from the city council and leave the state. And he chose to resign and leave the state. And by him resigning, that left 3 blacks and 3 whites on the city council. And to fill the vacancy, Jack Roy held like a little meeting, and he had 3 different black people thinking that he was going to be the choice to fill the vacancy. And the other 2 was totally blown away when Jack Roy picked Jerry Jones, or recommended Jerry Jones. Okay. Now, the way this goes, the 6 council members that's on there, they get to vote for the person to fill the vacancy. If there's a tie, if 3 vote against him and 3 vote for him, it's a tie. The mayor breaks the tie. And the mayor is the one that put Jerry Jones in there. Now, for the next election, Jerry Jones lost to Jules Green. But that is what happened with Jonathan Goins. And I'm surprised, after all of what Jack Roy did to Jonathan Goins, why he would come back and work for him.
Is there a statute of limitation? I know we know what we're talking about on that end, but there's no statute.
Well, with Bill Cosby, there wasn't.
Well, then there you go. He probably threatened him again. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, this is crazy. I mean, really, this sounds like something you read in a book.
This
This
is
is
that
crazy.
this is that Dallas shit. That's that what was that killed who shot JR?
Yeah, you talking about Dallas?
Yeah, Dallas. Hold on, what was Jeannie Moran say? She said, "Wow, okay, but I bet he was set up because he had a public blowout with one of Jock's boys, Roosevelt Johnson." Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
said. Maybe he still blackmail him. That's what I said. Because ain't no way you gonna have me out here looking stupid. Ain't no way you gonna. And every time you need a do boy, you pick one of these simple ass black. These intelligent. I'm not gonna take nothing away from Curtis. I'm just never gonna call him doctor. But he's intelligent. He has enough intellect to be a coon. And Jonathan, you have enough intellect to do this, but because you're the one that told everybody about the Tale of Two Cities, you produced an entire YouTube video on it. You know what the hell was going on back then.
I think a lot changed, but I do believe that maybe it's still something going on. The reason why he came back to be the city attorney, because he had his own practice in Texas. I mean, in Houston,
Still
and
does.
I didn't hear nothing negative about it.
Still does.
So yeah,
Because
so
we know one of his clients, and the clients was saying that they know what days he's going to be out of town, and they know what days he's not.
Oh, okay. Well,
So he only comes to Alexandria for city council meetings.
Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
and what his salary is? What is his salary?
Oh, what is
He makes what
134
100? Yeah, 130 something.
134,000 a year?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
How much is it?
So that means he got a little cash car, really, if you want to, just to run the miles on it.
Oh yeah. He might have a city vehicle.
Oh yeah, what they
Yep. Yep. Exactly.
Listen, I am always a big proponent of cliffhangers, and this, my friends, is in fact a cliffhanger. So join us Friday night. We'll wrap this thing up and we'll talk about some more stuff. But this was part 2 of our how-to series. And we gave you we showed you the inspiration of why we move. I showed you the how to move. You can't go up there half-cocked. You got to have your information together, because the first thing they're going to try to do is play on your intelligence. And that's what we want to avoid. So, yeah, we're going to live with cliffhanger. Yeah, we're going to leave it. Wait, hold on. Which is Penny's quote? Comparative. Yeah, she's talking about his salary.
But if he got, the salary here. But if he has Houston clients, he's not doing too bad.
Yeah,
no, he's doing quite well. He's doing quite well in Houston with his private practice.
Yeah.
Before we get off the show, let's remind everybody May 16th is election. There is an election.
Right.
There are 5 constitutional amendments. Please, if you have not voted early, if you didn't send your mail-in ballot in, please go to the poll and vote no on all 5 amendments. There's a parish-wide amendment. I'm recommending you vote no on it. And still vote for a United States congressman. Now, if you're Democratic, there's nobody on that ballot because at the time Cleo Fields was unopposed. But there are candidates for senator. So please vote on May the 16th. Please vote no against all state constitutional amendments. And we need to start showing up at the polls. We got to make sure that if you're an inactive voter, get you active again for the November 3rd election. If you've been totally purged from the voting rolls, Let's get you re-registered so that you can vote November 3rd, because we are under attack. I should say our voting rights, our civil rights are under attack. And now these folks have gone as far, Alabama, as saying we need to repeal the 14th and 15th Amendments. So, folks, this is going downhill very quickly. And it's all from the 2025 project, and it's all Donald Trump. So, as long as we still have a democracy, which means all persons who are eligible to vote can vote, we need to make sure we vote. Because the next thing is, we won't have a democracy anymore. We will resort back to a republic. And under a republic, only certain classes of people have the right to vote. There was a time women couldn't vote. There was a time if you was a property owner, you could not vote. There was a time if you were not literate, if you were illiterate, you could not vote. There are certain classifications under a republic who can vote and others cannot vote. Right now, we have a democracy. If you're 18 and over and you're not a felon or incarcerated, you have the right to vote. You're eligible to vote. We need to make sure all of our people vote. And if they're not registered, they need to get registered. Now, the second thing, so that's the election, May 16th. Second thing, we have a recall against Jeffrey Landry, the governor, and there's two places you can go and sign. You can sign at Ed Lorverdane's office, and you can sign at Candy Christoph's office on Branch Street. I encourage you to get there and sign. We need over 500,000 signatures to recall Jeffrey Landry. Now, we can do this, but we need to get out there and sign those petitions.
Now, they also have the Attorney General. She's on the list too. So I don't know if Ed Laverdane got that at his office, but they actually went after her too. And Sid Edwards, I think his name is Sid Edwards. He's one of the mayors. Can't remember what city, and I think it's down in New Orleans. Baton Rouge.
East Baton Rouge. Yeah.
So
he's the president mayor of the city council, or they have a different setup than what we
exactly. So they got him on there too. Yeah, parish council. That's what it's called. Yeah. He's a parish president. Right. So they got him on the list too. So Liz Morrell and definitely Jeff Landry. I don't know if they have one for Liz yet because I think it was just done, but they added them on the list too. Added her on the list.
Yeah. So the two petitions. So that would be an entirely different petition.
Yeah, it would be a separate one. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm in the process of joining them two together would be the same.
Like well, you can sign each one.
Yeah, but you can't do them together.
If they have the new ones yet.
Yeah.
But I know the only ones they have right now, because those are two separate recall.
Exactly.
Petitions. The one they do have is Jeff Landry.
Right. But I'm thinking that the same way that they have it set up where you can come sign that one, I think in the coming days, they're going to be able to make the Liz Murrow one available as well in the same places.
Okay. That'll be great.
Yeah. They're
so everybody's make an effort to sign those petitions.
Yeah. I don't know about their exact method, but this was actually the way that we were going to take down the city council and the mayor before. You have to do them instead. You have to use one to gauge how you're going to implement the other. And when you go after just one with no plan and no backup plan and no actual execution plan, then you're going to look silly. They're going to make you look silly. And then two, you're not going to be effective. But I'm glad that they're doing it the way they're doing it. There's really only, to me, now that they're doing it this way, And I realized that that's the way that we actually had it drawn up a couple of years ago with just the city council and the mayor. Now that I realize that they're using kind of the same skeleton, I realize that that is the only way that you can effectively take out multiple people from a position. And they have to piggyback off each other. They have to, absolutely have to. Because the information has to flow through the same networks. You have to touch the same people. And if you do it without a strategy, then it's going to fall apart. But we're working. The people are working. The women are working. These messages are working. We're not just talking to ourselves. And I appreciate everybody that stayed up and rocked with us. Yeah, it's 11:30. I know we've been doing these longer shows, but there's so much information. I think that it's a good time to expand because there is a lot of information there's a lot of things that are happening right now, and it's all happening simultaneously. And I know that it could be a whirlwind. So I would hope that this show provides y'all with some clarity and a little bit of focus, right? And I know we're all over the place, but our main focus is putting together a plan to move our people forward. And that comes with having one strong candidate for each position that's available. So again, it's tough, but we're going to make it. Like that lady said, she said, we survived the first time, we'll survive the second time. And she said, I hope y'all alive long enough to reap what you sow. And that's some deep shit right there. She said, because we're sowing. And hey, look, can't be mad at that. So, oh man, one strong candidate, y'all. One strong candidate. Of course, I'm going to do the thing, right? Hold on, let me do the thing. I got to take this down. Or do I? Yeah, I got to take this down. And we will be back at the stage. Hold on, how do I do that? Oh, nope, that's not it. How do I do that? Nope, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Wait a minute. Now, come on now. Is that it? Nope, that's not it. Nope, that's not it. None of this is what I wanted. Oh, well. We can play this song on the way out. I like it. Oh, come on now. Yeah, man, look, I had it all timed out perfectly. I was going to say, yeah, let's play this song on the way out because I like it. And then the song was supposed to start playing. But, of course, user error.
Hey. Alexandria, Louisiana. Stand up. Yeah. Yeah. Stand up. Put your hands up. Whole city time, man, they can't stand us. Crime going up, water look brown. Bills too high, got the whole town down. Stand up. Put your hands up. If you love your city, better man up. For the key, for the elders too. If nobody else care, then it's up to you. Taxation without representation. Trying to say the city before we say the nation. Every month another bill, another situation. People barely living, tired of frustration. Lights high, water high, rent high too. Whole hood stressed. What we supposed to do? Mama crying, daddy working overtime. Still can't win, man, this world out of line. But we ain't backing down. Tell the whole town gather around. If you hear me, say it loud. Stand up. Put your hands up. Whole city time and they can't stand up. Crime going up, water look brown. Bills too high, got the whole town down. Stand up. Put your hands up. If you love your city, better man up. For the kids, for the elders too. If nobody else care, then it's up to you. Hands up, like Mike Brown. Pain in the streets, got the city pipe down. Young boy lost, trying to find their way. Need real men, standing up today. If you a leader, then lay right now. Don't wait till the whole thing burn down. Church folks, hood folks, come together. Real change only happen when we move together. Stand up for the north side. Stand up for the south side. Stand up for the east side. Stand up for the west side. Everybody say stand up. Hey. Stand up. Stand up. Put your hands up. Whole city time and they can't stand stand up. Crime going up, water look brown. Bills too high, got the whole town down. Stand up, put your hands up. If you love your city, better man up. For the kids, for the elders too. If nobody else care, then it's up to you. Alexandria, we still here.